So, welcome back to Waxed and Unfiltered, the official Carbatique podcast. This is podcast number 5, and today we're doing something a bit different. We're not talking about products, etc. We're actually talking about the people behind the cameras. So detailing has changed, YouTube has changed, social media has changed. So this conversation is really about whether the creator side of the industry, where it actually stands. Now, we've deliberately selected a panel. You'll probably know all of them, but I am shortly going to get them to introduce themselves. But basically, they offer something from all angles of YouTube. They've all got their own niche markets and all that kind of stuff. And as always, once you've watched this podcast or listened to it on Spotify, comment down below, ask them questions, because all the panel, okay, I'm about to tell them, they must monitor the comments and ask questions if people have got questions for you. So without further ado, I'm going to go around the room and then we'll get going and just see, have a good insight into YouTube, what it's changed, what the challenge is, what advice we've got if someone wants to open up their own channel as well. So Mr. Towns, introduce yourself, young man.
Hello everyone, I'm Leon, I'm part of the TCB team and I'm doing more podcasts every day. It's good getting more involved.
You hope you're going to get more involved.
I hope I'm going to get more involved.
You're competing with Carl, though, aren't you, for filming time?
No, we've all got our niche.
Excellent. Mark, introduce yourself, buddy.
Yeah, hi. So I'm Mark from the Golf Diaries. A small channel, but I'm putting more and more effort into it by the day and learning as I go.
Yeah, you offer quite a niche perspective because you've got a niche sort of golf VW channel, but the sort of the backbone to that is detailing reviews and all that kind of stuff. So it's an enthusiast stroke detailer channel, isn't it, really?
It is pretty much, yeah. And I think going forward, I'm going to have a little bit more of the car content on there. That's the feedback I'm getting from people. They like that. But yeah, certainly detailing has become the majority of the kind of content that I put out there, yeah.
Love it. Incidentally, I will be leaving links to everyone's social media empires in the video description. So please, after the podcast, go and have a look. Watch some videos and tell them what you think. Heather, introduce yourself, young lady.
Yep, so I have I have a couple of YouTube channels, but my main channel is Autocare HQ. So I mainly kind of do sort of vehicle transformation kind of stuff, sort of showing the full process, kind of a few product videos, some tips and things like that on there as well. So yeah, I've been doing it for about 5 years probably now. But yeah, just kind of growing the channel. Beautiful.
And we're going to be asking Heather lots of questions as to how she gets her video audio so good. And you've got to tell us, Heather, no secrets. No, there won't be any. I want all the good stuff. Right, Mr. Paul Dolden, I don't really think he needs to be introduced. The grandfather of detailing YouTube, the reason why I got into it, as he knows, but enough about blowing sunshine up his arse. Mr. D, introduce yourself and what do you do? Rhetorical question, I know.
Thanks very much, Andrew, for that. That's God, you caught me off guard. I'm Paul Dolden Details. I've been a product reviewer for many years, and lately the channel has changed somewhat because I'm just doing full-blown details, and occasionally I might do a product review, i.e. an accessory or a chemical. I just find it a great laugh. It's one of the best things I've ever done. It changed my life, and I'm just going to keep doing it. I took a 6 months break. Apologies to everybody, or perhaps everyone was more grateful for the fact that I was off their screens. But I am back now in between.
Well, it gave the rest of us a chance, Paul.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to congratulate Heather because Heather's channel is amazing. And she's done wonders for the industry.
It is.
So thanks,
Yeah.
Heather, for doing that and stealing all my subscribers. Cheers.
No, that's great. We're gonna talk to you, Paul, about your journey. In fact, to all of you, that's going to be the start of the podcast, how you got involved in everything. Yeah, I'll endorse that. This isn't the Heather Appreciation podcast, but there's a lot of love in the room, Heather. There's a lot of love in the room. Beautiful. Okay, so Mr. Schwarzinger, a stable podcast, sort of a co-host of the podcast. But for those of you that don't know you, Andreas, what do you do in relation to the detailing industry?
I am creating videos for the German channel called Detailing School. I created about roughly 1,000 videos up to today. And I write Facebook comments and posts which get people mad. That's what I basically do.
Absolutely. Now, be honest, Mark, Paul, Heather and Leon, who's feeling nervous because Andreas is on the podcast?
Always.
Andy.
Big time. Yeah.
Mark's doing that. Yeah. Thinking, yeah. I might have not told everyone that Andreas was coming on. I'm lying, Andreas, I did.
I've seen a lot of your Facebook comments, Andreas, and as soon as I heard your name, I kind of felt a little bit a shiver go down the spine.
Dear God, I have made such a messy name for myself.
No, you haven't. You haven't. Not at all. Not at all. Okay, so we're going to get into it now, and
Yes.
just speak freely, enjoy yourself. Over to Leon.
Right, I'm going to kick this one off because I'm probably the only non-YouTuber here. I've joined very, very late. So this one's going to be a question to all of you, and please, we'll go round the guests. What first got you involved with detailing? And then what made you want to share it as a podcaster or a YouTuber? So we'll start with Mark.
The short version of a very long story is I went self-employed about 19 years ago. I'm a marketer by day, and same as anyone who starts up a company, you're always worried where the revenue's coming from, and so you try and get loads of revenue streams. At that point, I had got various concourse competition wins with my own cars. I really loved car care, so I spoke to a quite respected detailer and said, do you do training courses? He trained me up. I ended up doing a few jobs with him, and then started doing it as a main kind of living. And then the marketing side just kind of blossomed and took over, so I had to choose, and I chose marketing. But car care's always stayed there as a love, and something that I'm really passionate about, and I love sharing and talking about. I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to things like that. And then fast forward all the way through to, I'll be the first, but probably not the last person to say it, lockdown, when we had a lot of time on our hands and a lot of creativity that we weren't being able to kind of fulfill anywhere else. And I thought, yeah, why not? Let's give it a go. What could go wrong? And I just wanted to kind of share the passion for the cars, because essentially the channel is about the Golfs that I've got in the collection. But then I very quickly thought, well, you know what? Car care is an important part of anyone who loves their cars. I'm passionate about it. I'm going to share what I know. And that's kind of where it started. And immediately I got the feedback that, people seemed to be enjoying what I was doing, and that felt good, and questions, and it became a small bit of a community at a low level, because there was only a couple of hundred subscribers at that stage. But yeah, just that kind of feedback, and knowing that actually there's somebody out there who's enjoying what you're doing and finding value in it. It's just a nice feeling. So yeah, that's kind of my story in a nutshell.
It's lovely because you've managed to grasp two markets, really, haven't you? You've got the fraternity that love VWs, and then you've brought the detailing into it, so you've got quite a nice mix going on with your videos. So it's really, really nice.
Yeah, cheers,
really nice.
Cheers. I hope so.
Heather, tell us your story.
I'm really looking forward to this, because I've got no idea how Heather got into this. No. So I am all ears.
No, it's probably not that exciting, to be honest. But in my sort of early 20s, was kind of looking after my first car. And I started to, I don't know why, it was like one summer I was like, I kind of want to get into washing it more, making my car look decent. So I was kind of like looking after things that I own. And I washed it, and I was thinking, it doesn't look as shiny as everyone else's car. I was like, what's the problem? And then went into a massive rabbit hole of, going on YouTube, watching all the videos, like, right, okay, I need a clay bar. And it's like, right, okay, I need to know how to polish. And it was just basically from there, I got massively carried away with it. And then several years later, I'm another lockdown channel. But yeah, I just I was bored, and I thought, I've got quite a few products that I've built up. I used to watch, well, still do, a lot of YouTube detailing content still. I was like, I'll just have a go. And it was quite easy at first, because there was no one watched the videos. You'd put up a video and it'd get 6 views, and then they start to get a bit more kind of traction maybe after a couple of months, and then just again got carried away with it and just carried on doing it, really.
Because your channel grew pretty quickly, didn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
Right, because I've looked at everyone's data and everything, and your channel, ours took about 5 years. We were still, and then it sort of took off a bit. But yours rose quite quickly. It latched onto YouTube a lot quicker than a lot of channels.
No, I have to say I was lucky. 'Cause I remember I got a sort of maybe a few hundred subscribers, and then it was actually Paul that gave me a shout out on one of his videos. And so I think we have a lot of similar subscribers, because some came over and started watching my videos too, so that was a big boost quite early on, and then it just seemed to kind of get the ball rolling a bit with it, really.
Leon, can you just write down that Paul hasn't given us a shout out yet? So just write that down. Write that down. That's the key to success, isn't it? Mark's
I'm
going
a little jealous as well. Yeah.
Mark.
Sorry, Paul.
Excellent. Coolio. Andreas,
you very
should we go
much.
for we go for Andreas next?
Yeah.
I was stupid enough to get myself a car with matte paint. That's how it all started, because I then heard all the horror stories of do not go through tunnel washes, do not use the shiny shampoos, do not use this, do not use that. And the conclusion in the German-speaking part of Europe was basically buy yourself the Swiss wax kit, because that's the best. And I refused to believe that, because I would have to spend several €100. So I started testing and trying, which concluded in me washing one door of the car with a wash and wax shampoo 50 times in a row and seeing that there was no change whatsoever. And that got me deeper and deeper into testing, and that got me ultimately where I am today with the channel.
So what you're quite modest. We've said on this previous podcast, but you do, without going to detail personal life, you do a lot of university academic stuff. So the detailing is
That's my day-to-day job. Yeah.
Is the detailing at the embryonic stage a bit of a cathartic release? Was it your
Yes.
hobby where you relax and chill? Because that's where
Yeah.
I started, basically.
Yeah,
Now, has it
absolutely.
sort of taken over as a bit of a full-time thing, or is it still classed as a hobby with a bit of professional stuff training? Because you do
No,
professional training for Ledermaster and Sonax as
No,
well, don't you?
we still run the university platform as our main job, and everything detailing wise is on the side. Time wise, it's not a hobby anymore, definitely not. But I tend to do that. It starts as a hobby with me, and then it turns into work, basically.
Yeah, love it, absolutely. Paul, where
What?
did it all start? I want to know the juicy
Oh my
details.
God! How long you got? It started by accident, to be honest with you. A friend of mine was he worked in an electrical shop, and he's now a pro detailer. He's been a pro detailer for years, and he used to run this Subaru Impreza, one of those blue ones, beautiful blue, like the Colin McRae colour. And he got into it, and he started talking about it to me, and I was like, what is it? Some sort of weird black science, you know? It's very, very odd to me, very alien. I was always looked after cars, but not to the extent that we all do now. And it kind of evolved, and I joined Instagram really late in life, and it happened by accident because Autoglance reached out to me, and they'd seen my channel, this little channel, this sort of shaky voice bloke with a dodgy iPhone and a crap mic, like we all start off with, and they were willing to send some stuff out, and I thought, I quite like this. This is great because I'm getting to wash my car or someone else's car with stuff. I mean, I don't know, it was just something that I never thought I'd be doing, not at my age anyway, and it was an accident, to be honest with you, and it just carried on from there. And then since then I've done more professional work and maintenance washes, valeting, machine polishing, ceramic coating, all the usual stuff, and it's kind of grown to a sort of a separate job alongside my full-time job, which is quite difficult, hence me being away from YouTube for such a long time, because I had a roster change at work, so we're pretty much permanent nights now, anything up to 6-7 nights a week. And I had the break between
Are you at
Australia
work
as well.
after this podcast?
No, my phone went at 10:30 saying, "Do you want to come in tonight?" I didn't get in till, I won't tell what time we got in, but it was late. So I turned it down. I'm on call at the moment. I'll come off call tomorrow and go back on call for another week. So I've done 3 weeks of on call as well. So it's crazy hours, and that's why you haven't seen so many videos. And I think we can all speak when we've got young channels. We're trying to put out a video a week, and we're religiously trying to do it, and we panic. I get anxiety about it now because I know I've shot some B-roll in the week, and then I know I've got to put together a video tomorrow to go out next week, because I don't want to leave it too long, because YouTube doesn't really reward you for that. But yeah, that's how I got into it. It was a little bit of an accident.
I saw you, was it Waxstock 23? 23? Yeah, Waxstock 23.
Yeah.
I had a quick chat with you, and I did start, and I told you this story. So I started because I watched yours, and they were very. It was just like you picked up a camera, you looked like you were enjoying yourself, and I thought at the time, well, this looks all right, this looks easy, and OMG,
This looks easy.
it's not easy. Nothing about
No,
it.
it's not.
Nothing's easy in this process. From the idea, the concept,
No.
the filming, the audio, the editing, uploading to YouTube takes me about 4 hours because you've got to do all the tags, hashtags, and looking for thumbnails and titles and all that kind of stuff. Very, very great, and great that you're still doing stuff. And what's interesting is when you do release a video, the first thing everyone says after a while is, "Glad you're back, glad you're back." That must make you feel good about yourself. You know what I mean? That people
Yeah,
are
it does. It
wanting your content.
That's right. I mean, Heather sort of shoots similar to how I do. We get into a way of shooting videos, and we get comfortable with it. Heather's camera angles and the way she does things is similar to me. And then I've been asked to do what it do, face to camera, get mic'd up, go outside the, and I've got kids running up and down this street. Sometimes it's impossible to do it. You do get comfortable in your own skin, and when you do hit upload, Heather will know this. And everyone else in the room, it's a chuck of a dice. Is this going to work? Are people going to like it? And the ones you think are going to go mad don't, and the ones you think, well, that's a simple video. It was only like 60 shots, whatever. They go really mad, and I don't understand it. It's a very fickle animal, YouTube. Very strange. But yeah, it does make you feel great, and to see the same people that join the podcast as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, the podcast is the best thing we ever did.
Your podcast is the UK's #1 detailing podcast. End of story. Fact. And I've listened to all of your podcasts. There's a few things, and that was. I think you did one podcast where we were talking about, I think it was quite a few months ago, I think it was before Christmas, you were talking about, and I'm going to ask this question a bit later, have we run out of stuff to review? You know what I mean? I think it was about innovation in the detailing industry, wasn't it? And the sort of conclusion you came to was we're sort of going round in a circle. Are we just repeating the reviews?
Yeah, we are.
Just with different labels off, yeah.
In regards to the podcast, can I ask a question, Paul? Are you wearing your Crocs today?
No, I'm not. No, I'm actually
No.
I'm actually in my underpants.
Now I'm shocked.
No, I'm not.
I was going to say we want to see poop, but we've got Heather
better.
with us, so I'm not going to.
I'm not in
Heather's
my
going,
underpants.
no, show us.
No, I'll leave it.
I'll leave that for the post girl. I'll leave that for the post girl in the morning.
Absolutely. So do you think, linking into that, do you think there's the creators, all of us, are under more pressure to chase views than to actually focus on the content we make? Because there's a lot of people out there, and it's all about the views, it's all about the views, subscribers. And I'll come back to how we've adjusted our mindset on that in a minute. But do you think that, are we all in that space? And let's be honest, are we looking at the views, the subscribers, or are we in that utopian place whereby, no, I'm going to go out, I'm going to record my stuff, I'm going to enjoy it, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Okay, if people watch it, great. Are we in that lucky space, or are we caught somewhere in between? And honest, I mean, I'll be honest, I was chasing the views, and Leon will profess this, I was chasing the subscribers, and then at the end of the last year, I just had enough of it. I thought, I'm losing the focus on this. So we, like you, Paul, we took 2 months off, basically cleared the algorithm and all that. We stopped using TubeBuddy because it was distorting. We were getting 100, 200,000 views, and I knew that they weren't genuine views. They weren't not genuine in terms of they weren't detailers watching it because there was no interaction. No. And I just wiped all that now. If 1,000 people watch my video, or 10,000, that's great. Because if you had a film and you had 1,000 people in front of you watching it, you'd say, this is great. But we chase the numbers and everything. So I'm in a lot happier place now. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. Finished. I don't care if I get to 100k. It'd be great if it did. I don't care about X, Y, Z. It's all about enjoyment, and I'll keep doing it while I'm enjoying it. But Andreas, where are you with this? Because Paul alluded to it, and I think Heather did as well. If you do a video and you get 6 views, contrary to what I just said, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, isn't it? You know what I mean? And if you start going down, you think, what am I doing wrong? You want them going up. So there's psychology in there.
I mean, I am in somewhat of a different situation because the channel I create the videos for is not my channel, right? It's a guy sitting in the northern part of Germany. I'm sitting in Switzerland. I create videos for it, but I don't own the channel, and that's good for me because that's how I wanted it to be. So I don't have the pressure of I don't have to do the videos. I don't have to do the videos in a certain way. I just do them because of the content and because I think the content is important. So I personally don't really care about the views. I sometimes have exactly the same feeling as Paul just said, where I put out a video which I think is incredibly valuable for the detailing industry as a whole and doesn't get any views, and then I do a simple video where I use a drying towel, the 50th different drying towel, which gets massive views, and I don't understand it, and then I'm mad, and then I return to making another video, and then I'm fine again. So I'm in somewhat of a different situation where I think good content is good content, and we put it out, we try to do our best there, and we just hope that the good content will find people. And I have one now I have two examples of videos where I published them. They didn't get the views right away, but they are now at, I think the one is at almost 200,000 views, which is a 2-hour overview on paint protection products. It's a very long video, which explains why no one watched it at the beginning, but now over time it got the views because the content is obviously valuable to people. And I think that's how it should be. That being said, YouTube itself makes it very tough for us creators, I think, because they continuously change stuff. Then you don't have the views, then you have to create shorts all of a sudden, then you have TubeBuddy, which all obviously did something for you, which creates pressure for everyone else to also use it. I think that's one of the biggest challenges, that we all depend so much on YouTube, and that's actually something I discuss a lot with the other guy who owns and runs the channel. It's in some view, it's incredibly stupid of all of us to depend so strongly on YouTube. What if YouTube one day decides that detailing is not allowed anymore on the platform? We are all gone, and everything we created is just gone in a blink of an eye. So on the one hand, it's fantastic that we have this outlet. On the other hand, we are depending on it quite heavily.
And I suppose if you're chasing viewing figures, it's got to depend on why you're doing it in the first place as well. So I think everybody here does it because they love what they're doing. They're not chasing the money value. They're not supporting themselves through that channel. And I think if you're supporting yourself through the channel, maybe
different story.
You feel like you've got to chase the views. Yeah, absolutely.
True, because you're getting measured by it. It's pretty much the most important, the most relevant, the biggest measure, especially if you do sponsored content. Obviously, yeah.
Yes.
I'll come on to that in a minute. Actually, Mark, where do you sit with this? Are you affected by the number of views, or are you really? You don't really, you're not that bothered.
No, I mean it's kind of changed. I mean, when I kind of started, of course, yeah. I mean that's the only metric you've got: how many people are actually watching. And of course, when you start YouTube, regardless of your reasons, there's this kind of mythical 1,000 subscriber thing that's kind of looming. But I'm way past that now. The way I kind of look at it now, I mean, for example, I put a video out last week which just completely bombed. I mean, it's like 160 views on it.
Is that the tyre shine one?
It is, yeah. So, but what I take from that is, though, that actually if you look at like the percentage of likes to views is pretty good. And it got, even though not many people viewed it, it did get some interaction and it got people talking. And so that's more important to me, because to me that's the metric that matters. That shows that people that are giving their time to watch what we're creating are appreciating it. And also if they don't like it, I want to hear that as well. And yeah, I'm sure we've all found that people aren't shy of telling you if they don't like what you're doing. So, but it's great because that's the only way we learn, you know. So for me, it's not about the numbers anymore. It was at the start because that's all I had to go on, as I said. But now it is about, you know, what am I learning from each one I put out. You know, I'm learning the audience all the time. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, maybe it's my marketing background, I don't know, but you know, the audience is always the most important kind of stakeholder in all of this, because you know you're doing it to share your passion, and if you're not sharing it with anyone and they're not appreciating it, then you're not getting any fulfillment out of it, and you're missing what you wanted to do. So yeah, that's very much where I am now, and the subscribers and the views are a bonus. But yeah, to go back to what was said earlier, I mean, it just never ceases to amaze me that, you know, you put together a video that you know plan and you to the nth degree, and you put it out there and it does okay. Another video, the second most popular video actually on my channel, I put together literally 10 minutes before I was about to go out the door, and I just thought I'll stick a camera on because this could be interesting to someone. Next thing I know, it's got 25,000 views, and it's like, where did that come from? So, you know, I think it's no, I don't put too much store in those figures for sure.
I've just realised, Mark, how big my forehead looks on my camera at the moment.
That's an important part of information.
That is absolutely...
That's really random.
Don't laugh, Heather. Don't laugh. Hold it in. Ah, she's lost it. Just realised that.
Sorry.
To be fair, there's two other people on in the room that can probably beat you on that score, so I wouldn't worry too much about
Thanks,
that.
Mark.
So.
I've always liked you, Mark. I've always liked you. Heather, where are you on this debate then? How important how important are views? How important are the figures?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I like it when a video does well. You know, it's always nice when it does. There's, you know, like Mark said, there's other things that are good about doing videos as well. If you have a video that doesn't do as well, but people are really nice about it and it's helped people, then that still makes you feel good. I think with YouTube, you kind of have to make your peace with being a bit out of control. And it's something that I've obviously been doing it for a little while now, but it's something that I've had to kind of make my peace with, because I can control how many videos I put out and what they're on and whether, you know, it's good content or as good as I try to make it. But aside from that, you like Paul said, you release a video into the wild, and YouTube, you know, you obviously can control how good your content is, and there's certain things you can do, but there's certain things that you can't. And when you put that video out, it might do great and it might do terribly, and it can be frustrating, I think, particularly when a video doesn't do as well as you hope it would. But then equally, sometimes when a video does better than I think it should, I probably don't appreciate that as much as I should. So you kind of got to take the rough with the smooth a little bit with that, really. And I've sort of tried to kind of look less at the analytics than I used to. I used to have the YouTube Studio app on my phone, and I was always checking it. I was like, oh, got any new comments? How's that video doing? And I think YouTube have that thing where they tell you.
We've all been there.
But it has that, you know, when it tells you how the video is doing out of 10.
Yes.
I've hidden that because it's just, that would bother me. If you saw a video that's 10 out of 10 doing terribly, it put me in a bad mood.
You wanted it to be like, first with all the fireworks coming out.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted the fireworks. But yeah, no, it's so I've got rid of the YouTube Studio off my phone and try not to basically, you know, look at it. And to be honest, my videos didn't do better or worse because I didn't look at the Studio app, but I probably felt a bit better because I wasn't constantly checking. Because I think you can get probably a bit obsessed with the analytics if you let yourself. So I've just tried to take a step back from that and just focus on the things that I can focus on, which is just the content, really.
Yeah. I mean, we did it's really interesting to hear. Have you dropped, a program? We dropped, like I said, TubeBuddy. And me and Leon look at the analytics once a month, and we noticed that and the trigger point for me was one of our videos got 300 and something thousand views, and I thought this is getting stupid, and it earned us about, I don't know, 20 quid. We've got another video that had about 10,000 views, and it's gone evergreen, and it's earning hundreds of pounds and everything. So at that point, I thought there's something not right here. And we talked to Andreas. In fact, we talked to Brian from Sheepstar as well, and he had a similar situation that someone had signed him up for bots or something. Something went awry with ours. And like I say, we got to fixate. But like I said, I just feel I've binned all that. I'm enjoying the new podcast. We're going to loads of events. I'm back to why I started this, which is talking to people like you, positive people, loving an industry, end off. I think we're in a similar space.
There was also an element to that, Andy, as well. It was about how long people were listening or watching the video, which is a really interesting analytics. So you had 300,000 people, and they were watching it for 20 seconds and then gone.
It was almost
but now
like
we've reset. We've got that steady watching, and they're going towards the end of the video. So you're getting true people that are interested in detail instead of just the flicking through. Scroll.
Average view durations up, click rate has gone through the roof and everything. And I'm just happy that. Paul, I'm going to come to you because you I think you discussed this in one of your podcasts about how this. I mean, I take my hat off to you. I look back to when you first started, and I've, if you've seen some of the podcasts, I referred to, it was the PAN thing, PAN the organizer thing. There was Forensic John, there was you, before Heather, before me, before Mark, and all that kind of stuff. And was that the utopian era of YouTube in detailing? Was that when it was, when things were flying? And we are going to come on to what's changed because that's the main point of this. But do you look back and think they were the good days? And how do you keep yourself motivated? Because like what Heather was said, I looked at your videos. Some get 5,000, 10,000. Suddenly one will get 50,000. Then it'll come back to 5,000. How do you keep yourself motivated in the modern era of YouTube? Lots of questions there, Paul.
To the right of me, there's a case, but there's a basket, and it's full of very, very strong beer. That's what keeps me going. No.
That's what we're doing wrong.
Leffy. There was a time, I think it was pre-Turtle Wax hybrid era, so we're going back quite a few years, aren't we, when that was launched, and the mini video did some crazy numbers, and I got a nice big paycheck from YouTube it, and I thought, wow, I've arrived, this is it, what can possibly go wrong? How wrong was I? Because after that they just went on a downward spiral, and they got back to the reality of You're not going to get that every time. And there was a massive spike in the channel. Got a ton of subscribers. This is it. I'm going to get on that gravy train, make a video every week. And I think things start suffering then. For me, I love two things. I love filmmaking. I love the video aspect of it, camera angles, all the rest of it. I love shooting old-fashioned DSLRs. And I love presenting. I love talking. So for me, those two things are brilliant. But above all, with detailing is the best thing ever. It's cathartic. It's fantastic. I don't clean my car. I get the arseache about it. But what has really changed is how we take content in. Fast content, like you said, you're getting people watch the videos for 20 seconds. They're not proper subscribers. They're not proper viewers. They're not people that are interested in detailing. They're the people that watch the WD channel, watch a barn find or a fake barn find, a Corvette that's been stored in a barn for 50 years, that sort of thing. They won't be watching things
wash-rugging videos.
Yeah, they won't be watching us because we're not the latest trend. We're still doing predominantly the same thing, only slightly different to how I do it. I'll get a different car in and then show you some products for that week. But I think for me, that was definitely the crest of the wave, because you had Cleaning Car Guru as well, who's now still making videos, but probably one every sort of couple of months. And there's a few more out there. Joe Huntley, still, I'm friends with Joe Huntley, so he's still making some crazy videos and really, really clever videos. They're the proper detailing videos, much like White Details, how he shoots. And I know what you mean. I mean, I've had videos where I've had like 140 clips to splice together with 3 cameras on the go. And you'll do it and you'll sit there for a day and a half editing, you'll do the voiceover and you'll click upload and you think, let's do some big numbers. I'm not going to say I don't chase numbers. I would love videos to do more numbers because it makes it all worthwhile. Probably the same as Heather and maybe the same as Mark. I don't know. There is at the back of your mind, you're walking around Lidl's with your wife thinking, I hope this video does well. And I always respond. One thing I will do, every single comment, badly, a bad comment or a good comment, I always respond. Every single time. I'll go through my videos. I have got the YouTube studio out because I'm sad and I work nights. I've got nothing else to do apart from buy kites off of eBay. I'm buying one tomorrow, by the way. So you won't see me anymore, so I'll probably end up in the trees. Yeah, that's my other passion, kite flying. I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
I didn't know that.
You ever seen a 17-year-old bloke get dragged around a field? Come and watch me. So I'm always looking at things, and I think the trend thing, for examples, camping videos at the moment, there isn't. The camping videos are everywhere. Buy a van, buy a T4, go and cook some bacon.
Wild
in the back.
camping.
Even better if you're a female. Stealth parking is even better. That's a kind of trend. And if you think back in the day, where let's just take, for example, pink snow foam, when that came out, and coloured snow foams, everyone was clicking on those because, oh look, my car's green, my car's blue. Kind of gone over that now. Most people know how to do pre-wash. Most people know how to clean wheels. And I think we've kind of almost self-diluted the whole YouTube thing because we've done it too much. So now you have got to go a little bit of a different angle and say, I've got this in today, this has gone wrong, or maybe you might want to do this can happen. And I think, for example, like Dave Walker. Dave Walker is a professional YouTuber now. It's changed for him. I've met him, and he's doing it as a job. And much the same as Forensic John. We had Forensic John on our podcast, and he was very much all about the money.
I watched that last Paul. I watched that. I listened to that. I looked through all your podcasts. I do a lot of research on my podcast, don't you know? And I looked right back at the early days, and you had a series of interviewing all the big guns in the detailing industry, didn't you? Okay, and Forensic John was one of them. Interesting bloke to talk to.
He's an interesting guy.
Go on.
But his take on YouTube is very different to mine because it's not my main gig. So for me, I do it as a pressure release from my job. To be honest with you.
So what does everyone? Because I mean, this podcast isn't about me, but I've got. What platforms do you focus on and why? The reason why I ask that is. There's people like yourself, Forensic John. In fact, everyone in this room predominantly is long format YouTube. Would we agree? That's our basic bread and butter. Why do we do that? Okay, and is it entertainment? Is it education? Is it enjoyment? So I'd like to know why you do it. What's your rationale for doing it? What do you want the people to get out of it? And then what are your opinions on these people that have got millions and millions of followers on TikTok and Instagram, and they're releasing 30 seconds and they're the next big thing? Because my personal My personal opinion is I'm here to entertain a bit. I enjoy it anyway. If there's a bit of education, I love that. I love to, educate people a bit, be an instructor myself. And I can't see how you can show someone enough about a product in 30 seconds. Arguably, is that just advertising? Is that just giving some brand exposure? Why have all of us decided on YouTube long format? There must be a reason why, because we could have gone on all the other ones. Heather, why do you focus on, I know you do bits and bobs on Facebook and all that kind of stuff, but your core business is YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah. I think YouTube is honestly a nicer place. I think obviously it's more of a, say, like a community a little bit more, but you get your audience, chat to in the comments, you know, people want to see what I'm using on a video, but I also like hearing what other people are using, and like people got product recommendations and things like that. Like I think there's more of a conversation, and I think you get more out of it. I think the short form stuff I do post on like Instagram and TikTok. To be honest, I don't really post on TikTok because I never really open it, but I do the bits on there because I've already got the camera out and I might as well film it. But there is limited value in it. You know, it can be entertaining to watch. You know, if you doom scrolling through Instagram, you know, I watch some of it. Some of it I find, you know, interesting, and some of it, you know, it is just doom scrolling. Some of it, but I think the audience that you get on short form content generally isn't as nice, because I think it's so, you can get such a wide reach on it. And it's not, you can get way more views on short form, whether that's on YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, but it's so not targeted. You know, it's people that take the car to an automatic car wash once a year. You can get, I don't get involved with the comments really on that. I do on the YouTube side, but I don't really, when a video does well on, say, Instagram, and it's going to a load of people that aren't interested in detailing, you kind of just got to let it be, because the comments start to get a little bit ridiculous. You know, you can't, I wouldn't probably get into a debate with someone why I'm using certain things on a car when they take the car to an automatic car wash once a year. It's fine, you know, that's how they want to look after the cars. Absolutely nothing wrong with it, but it's just not really the audience. I think, YouTube, like I said, it generally tends to be a nicer place to be, and I feel like although the content takes longer, it's also more appreciated. So it just, kind of works out like that.
That resonates. It is a community, isn't it? It's a conversation, and you get that opportunity on YouTube, don't you? You know what I mean? That's a really good point, actually. So, Heather, if you had to sort of rank them, are you thinking I want to entertain people, educate them, or the whole package? Because some people. Go on.
Yeah, a bit of both. Like, obviously, you know, there's people far better than detailing than myself, but people get value out of watching the videos, seeing what I'm doing, you know, different cars and things like that, or different products, and I try and share some, you know, that's going to be helpful on each video. So, I think it's a bit of both, but at the same time, I think particularly with the ones where I'm just, you know, showing the full cleaning process on a car, a lot of people are sitting down after a day at work, grabbing a drink and watching that for 15 minutes, and hopefully it's, you know, kind of a de-stress and nice to see the process. So I think there is kind of both to it, I suppose. That's why I've kept the commentary. There was a time where I was thinking, because I've seen a lot of other channels do really well where they weren't having any commentary at all and it was just showing the process. And I was thinking, do I drop that? Because it might be a way to get more views, but I feel like it would have potentially lost part of the bit that I enjoyed.
You mean go full ASMR?
Yeah.
You'll laugh at this. Al and me were doing a video before Christmas, and we were talking about our thumbnail. And the way I picture your thumbnail is you, car, winter stone, and we tried it. We just couldn't get it to work. We just couldn't get to work. Thinking, how do you nail it every time? The framing is perfect, and there's you reaching out, snow foam and thing. And then we thought, no, that's copying.
It usually takes a few goes, to be honest. I have to set the timer, and then I'm getting the snow foam kind of ready, and then I always miss it. So
and that's what we thought.
Like 3 goes.
We thought it's someone else taking the photograph. That's what we thought as well.
No, it's on a tripod on a timer, but all the people like walking past with the dogs must think I'm mad. Just there like stood like this, but try and do it quickly whilst people aren't walking past.
I'm quite glad.
The thing I like about your thumbnails
I'm quite glad he hasn't done it. I'm quite glad you haven't done it, because I don't want to see you in a pair of leggings. I'd rather see Heather now. You reaching over to hairy-ass, grey-haired
Very true.
wombats over a car covered in soap.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know what I'm going to do? Heather, with
no.
your permission, I'm going to take your thumbnail. I'm going to put my head on you.
Yeah,
All right.
go for it.
Excellent. Coolio. Paul, I'm going to ask Paul and Mark, and I'm going to come to Andreas on a similar subject. I can remember listening to it was Forensic John, and he was doing one of his chats, and he was quite open and honest about. And there was a lot of chatter last year about the apparent perceived death of YouTube long format. I think we've turned the corner on that myself. I think we've turned the corner.
Agree.
I think people are going after. Yeah, I think people are going after real content now. I think the AI, the retention editing thing is gone. In my opinion, I think we're in a good place. But I'll come to you first, Mark. Then I'll come to Paul. John was sort of saying that the Instagram thing, even arguably the YouTube short, has negatively affected YouTube long format. Would you agree with that, or would you just say it's different demographics and there is still a future for us all in this room
Definitely.
to predominantly do long format? What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting when I look at going back to the analytics thing. That actually, when you look at the people that watch the Golf Diaries, that it's quite evenly split between shorts and long form, and I can come back to as to why I think that is later. But I think to answer your question, I think really it depends. I hate answering a question with "it depends," but I think it depends how shorts are used. If it is just for that quick impact, bit of entertainment for 30 seconds, that's very different to perhaps like I'm trying to use it, which is very much this is an update. So I've done something in a long form. It might be an application video or something, and then the shorts are just this is how it's progressing, and then I'll finish that off with another long form of you've seen the updates. This is my summary of what I think of this particular product. Now, I think long form for me anyway, and I agree with you, I think it has turned a corner. And, long form for me allows all of us to just connect a lot more with our audience. I mean, that's a given. And also it kind of filters out those people, as you were saying earlier, that just stick around for 20 seconds and lose interest. They'll go off and watch the shorts if you like. But, there's always going to be a place, humans like humans. So if they can really relate to that person in the video, if they can find something funny, if they see that the person is transparent and open and, doesn't mind making an idiot of themselves, which I do on a regular basis, unfortunately.
I was going to say, Mark, I love your intros, because within the first minute, we're going to get Mark telling a joke, and then Mark laughs at his own jokes. Or you'll cock up somewhere and you'll make a joke. I love that. That's what we need.
I mean, digressing, as you know, I do that a lot as well. But digressing, I remember when I was putting some treatment on a rubber car mat, and literally the brush I was using just exploded, and there was just hair everywhere. And I was like, well, I can either just stop and start again, or I can just say, hey, it happens. It can happen to you as the viewer. But I think that's what long form allows you to do. And I think viewers who are interested in what we have to say, and going back to what we started chatting about in terms of we want to share our passion and so on, we want to talk to those people that are interested in the same thing as we are. So it gives us a chance to say, look, I'm in the same position as you. I'm applying this product for the first time myself. I'm going to make mistakes applying it. I'm going to make an idiot of myself. I'm going to drop stuff. It happens to all of us. So why should we be any different? And I think people relate to that. You can't do that in 30 seconds. And I think there's some crossover for sure, but it really kind of depends how creators are using the two.
I'm just laughing. No, it does. I'm just laughing because I have been in hysterics watching your videos and stuff. I think it's brilliant, and I love that. I love that.
I try not to laugh at my own jokes because nothing annoys me more than people that laugh at their own jokes. But sometimes I'm just stood there. We've all been there. We're stood there on our own talking to a camera, and something stupid happens, and it's like, this isn't real. What's my life come to? And you can't help but laugh. So yeah,
absolutely. Paul, what are your thoughts on that? The reason why I'm coming to you a lot, Paul, because you're the one with the experience here. You've been doing it longer than everyone, and you've seen it right from the Halicon days, the good days and everything, and right through COVID, the challenges and all that kind of stuff. You've seen Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts grow. Do you think that is the reason why YouTube long format has declined, although we're thinking it's turning back on itself now, which is good? Or do you think there's some other reason that we're just saturated detail? Is there another factor? Because it's too easy to blame Insta, TikTok and all that kind of stuff, isn't it?
You can't blame those platforms, but they didn't really help. Because we've lost a lot of detail in platforms. We've lost a lot of channels because people have decided it's not for them. It wasn't really worth it. They weren't getting the views. And I think the short form content, in one word, it kind of killed it. I've never got into the short form content because I think if you're going to get tripods out, you're going to get camera gear out, you're going to get wash gear out, you might as well just shoot a video. What is the point in doing a 30-second reel? I don't have time to do reels. When I had the Skoda here the other week to do the machine polish, it was 17 hours. It was rain, gazebo up, gazebo down. It was physically demanding, physically exhausting. The last thing I want to be doing is going, right, DSLR over there, right, yeah, and that camera above there. Oh, hang on a minute, I've got to do Insta post. Oh, hang on, I've got to do a TikTok. And I have had people say to me, why don't you do more on TikTok? Why don't you do shorts? I don't want to do them because I don't believe in them. I just think that they disvalue detailing. The one reason I'm here, still here, is to actually support the UK detailing industry and the detailing industry on the whole, because so many companies have gone now, and I may be to blame with certain other people that are producing content on reviews because we maybe have done too many and people are going, oh, it's just another ACAM bottle, it's just another black bottle with a label. That might be something to do with it. But also the fact that I have discussed this on the podcast, people now know how to do things. It's not like riding a bike for the first time, is it? It's now gone full circle. I'm not saying everyone's a really good detailer because there's still a lot more to learn, but we need to go full circle again. I think the time has come for it to come back again. Let's face it, there's nothing on telly. Most people listen to audio books and podcasts like yours, mine, and I think it will go full circle. And I hope it does, because you don't invest all this money in computers and cameras for nothing, do you? Because if it was that easy, we'd always just be using mobile phones. Although I did use my mobile phone the other day, and I won't say what happened to it, but it did get sent off to get fixed. Yeah.
I follow your technical tribulations on your podcast, okay, because Specky's always ripping you apart. I think you've had issues with your battery in your laptop, haven't you, and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And he always reminds you, if you plugged it in, Paul.
No, he was to blame this time. He was to blame because we use a thing called a Vocaster. It's a module down here, controls all this sound, and he put it on loop 2, which means he can talk into it, but no one can hear him. So but that was in the last podcast we did on Tuesday.
Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. Love it.
No, it's
and
good.
Andy, could I just jump in there as well? Just we've kind of touched on it, but something just occurred to me as Paul was talking, that one of the things, obviously, again, in my day job, I talk to a lot of media owners away from YouTube, so kind of legacy media and stuff like that's part of my job. And there seems to be a bit of a theme coming through, which kind of applies to what we're saying here, is pretty much since, I think, the history of the world, it's almost like we're going to say pre-COVID, post-COVID. I think since those lockdowns, I think a lot of the way people consume media has changed, for sure. People are, the attention, as we all know, the attention span's going down, etc. But there does seem to be a big drive towards relatable media. And I think, and also the skepticism, we're quite a skeptical society now, and it's almost like if something appears to be too good to be true, it probably is. So in a long form format, you know, we're able to actually build that trust, and we're able to show why something is believable, and we're able to, as long as we stay relatable, you know, and I think that's probably why we're seeing long form make a bit of a comeback, and I'm confident it will come back because only long form can do that. You can't do that in 30 seconds.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Just a quick one, Paul, then I'm moving on. We're going to get you back. In fact, if you're happy, we're going to get you all back on separate podcasts in the future, because I think there's so much I want to ask all of you. It's ridiculous, but this is just a taster for the punters. But do you think, Paul, I see a lot of YouTube, I'm not going to mention names, but I call it deliberately different. There seems to be a trend of people releasing videos that are deliberately challenging detailing norms. Case in point, things like, using a fallout remover while they're claying. There seems to be, is that linked to the fact that everything's been done and people are now having to challenge the norms and be deliberately different to get clickbait and to get people to watch the videos? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are we trying to be deliberately different because we have to now?
Possibly, yeah, possibly. Our lovely friend Mr. David Walker has done an amazing video on Fairy Liquid, or dishwasher soap, whatever you want to call it, which has obviously got an enormous amount of views. He's asking the awkward questions, like buying the cheapest car products, the AA products, or that sort of stuff that you see in home bargains. So they are going to get big views, but they're one-hit wonders. It's like having a number one single and then never to tour again, whatever. I think some of that is deliberate. Good luck to him for doing it. He's a really charismatic guy. He's funny. He's all right. But that's just not me. I'm not going to do something because it's trending. One of my videos is coming up is on a second-hand pneumatic Hoover I bought from eBay, and it's going to be along the lines of should you buy second-hand stuff, basically something like that. Because there's a bit of a story about that thing. So if I can get an idea of thing that's valuable to people, rather than just put out a video on a car, a wash, then I'll do it. But I won't chase. I'm not chasing numbers. Like I say, it's not my full-time gig. I don't rely on the ad revenue, which is pretty shameless at best, to get money back on it. So for me, there's a lot of things out there which are damaging to the industry, and a lot of things that promote the industry. But I think we're trying to go over the top of the hill and come back up again. The back in the day, it was just so good. You could put a video out, you knew it was going to do well. Now you can come in, do your editing over a couple of days, and it's like, I don't know about this one. But the main thing for me is entertainment. I like entertaining people because I think detailing is actually boring. If you think about the process, it's quite boring. If you were to sit there and watch me machine polish a door for an hour, you slash your wrists. It's not exciting, is it?
It's not. And it's not difficult. It's not complicated. You know what I mean? We make out the detailing industry. You see all these people.
Yeah, it's common sense.
It is. It is. I laugh at myself. I sometimes get embarrassed by me, not me personally, but I'm trying to make this sound more difficult than it is, to almost make it look like I've got a skill. But at the end of the day, it's washing a car. We're not brain surgeons. We're washing. You know what I mean? And I sometimes look back and think, oh dear, is this just boys and girls with their toys? I don't know, but
you've only got to look at.
I don't know.
If you look at, I think if you look at a local advert for a valeter, look at a local advert. I think I saw one the other day.
Yeah.
And it's the way it was being described. It was like, this isn't brain surgery, and the way he sort of did it. It was like door shuts, flushed, wheel arches thoroughly clean, something dressed, something like that. And I was thinking, this is all the stuff we do anyway. Why are you telling everybody? You don't need to.
Yeah.
So I think people do. Some of it is complicated. Some, like especially polishing, that can get a little bit tricky. Different paints, different textures, and that sort of stuff. But I mean, I wish I'd put more into videos. The things that went wrong, like when I was doing the Skoda one the other week, I managed to put the gazebo up by myself, and I said to my wife, "No, I'll do it," because I said it's really heavy, and it's really heavy. This thing, it's such a heavy gazebo. Why I got it, I don't know. I put my foot on the foot.
The Bullhawk one.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I put my foot on the foot of the gazebo, and as I went like that, it moved and slipped and smacked me in the front of the head. So I got a Bullhawk concussion. This is before I've even started.
Sue them.
This is going well. This is going to be a big earner.
Oh dear. Yeah, but then you're thinking this is going to make a great video. Were you videoing it?
No, not at the time. No, I hadn't busted the cameras out just then. But yeah,
that's it. Brilliant. So, Andreas, do you think, just wrapping this bit of it up, do you think detailing content is now saturated? Or do you think there is still room for creators to stand out?
No, it definitely is saturated. And I think that's one of the reasons we all see a decrease of views, because there are just so many, arguably too many channels repeating the same stuff. I mean, if you type in detailing in YouTube, what are the thumbnails you see and the titles you see? Best this, best that. I mean, obviously,
I can answer that. I can answer Andres. It's Paul Dolden, John Forensic John, Epic Dave, and Chem Autocar. Okay, I appeared in one about a month ago. I've broken through.
I mean, if 20,000 people try to tell you what the best product is, then obviously people will lose interest. And to answer your question, yes, I think there is a trend of people trying to be deliberately different. I would even go a step further and say they are trying to be deliberately controversial. Because they know it will create views, they know it will create talking, they know it will create backlinking, but it's not I wouldn't say it's a widespread trend. Thank God it isn't. It's coming from one corner of the industry, I would say.
The one brand that springs to mind, we don't usually mention brands, but there are a lot of Evan from DIY
DIY.
Very.
Perfect
Oh, you're doing it
case
that.
in
Oh, you're
point.
doing that.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And
you make
to
your own
be
mind
fair,
up.
it works for them. So good for them if they achieve what they want to achieve. In regards to the shorts, I have a huge respect for everyone doing those shorts because I tried and I came to the conclusion that it is almost as much work as a long format video with so much less information. I hate shorts. I absolutely disguise them but I have a huge respect for everyone trying to do them. But it goes back to what I said earlier. Good content is good content, and I'm sure good content will always find the right people, and that's why I will definitely continue to do 2-hour videos if I feel necessary that the video needs to be that long.
Are we still agreeing to disagree about Swiss facts?
Tell me.
I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'll share it with you.
But
If you don't know. We've got a mutual
that's-
respect for each other's opinion on that.
Yeah, but that's maybe a good point to discuss because I think all of you mainly do, let's say, positive videos, right? You hardly ever toughly criticizing a brand or a product. Do you do this deliberately, or is too much criticism what you, Paul, referred to with the negative side of detailing and things?
There is a reason for that.
That's a
It's
question.
not, yeah, it is. Because it's 90% application, 10% product. So the better the application method is, you're going to get you're still going to get a great result. Like, people slate Demon Shine. 20 odd years ago, everyone was using Demon Shine to clean their cars with it. It was great. If you think back in the day, everyone was using Turtle Wax, the really old-fashioned stuff. Now we've evolved. We've got even better products, which we're catering. So we say, you shouldn't say it's the average Joe. They couldn't possibly cock this up. So I get where you're coming from. It's negative in a way. It's negative to the brand. If you consider somebody sends you a wax, a homebrew wax, say if these guys make a wax, TCB might make one of their many waxes, and I say this is absolute tosh. I wouldn't put a candle wick in this and light it and put it in the lounge again. Then it's not going to do the guys any good, and people might jump on that and go, "Yeah, I had some of their stuff. It was absolutely garbage." Next thing you know, they're out of work. They're bankrupt. It's a really tricky one. But going back to the whole different thing. One thing that I'm surprised no one hasn't jumped on is the whole built hamper thing, where they come on and just go, "I've used this touchless. It's absolutely rubbish." I'm surprised someone hasn't jumped on that, even though we know it's a fantastic product, which it is.
Yes, it is.
And going back to the Ivan one, I don't get that because some of his videos are really informative and really great. I'm surprised he hasn't done, "I'm going to wash this pickup with a floor mop." I think that one's coming. Or a hedge trimmer.
Probably.
I'm
waiting
glad
for
you
that
share my pick. Yeah, I thought that was just me misinterpreting it, but I'm glad other people have picked up on that. That it does seem to be. I don't know if he's deliberately trying to challenge things for the sake of challenging, or he's challenging because he actually feels that the detailing norms that we mostly adhere to are actually wrong. But like you say, whatever his motivation is, it's good clickbait, isn't it? It gets the views.
He's very smart in how he markets his product. I would
Very
say.
clever guy. Very clever
Absolutely.
guy. I'm not going to take that away from him.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just going to quickly talk about this. I wasn't planning to, but I'm just going to ask a question. Now I've got you all here. How do you handle sponsorship, partnership, affiliate links, and all that kind of stuff? Because I've used affiliate links. Heather's used affiliate links. We all declare it on our videos, which is open and honest. But how do you? And we've discussed this in 2 or 3 podcasts. How do we? And this goes to Mark, Paul, everyone. How do you approach the subject of being paid, being sent something free, affiliate links? Because I said on the last podcast, I won't go into detail. We've been offered money, a heck of a lot. One series of videos was a lot of thousands of pounds, and I want to take the money. And the reason why I don't is because it's the the organizer thing. As soon as people found out he was getting 10, 20k, people instantly stopped believing him. And I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm not saying we're not going to take payment in the future, because I think that's a great thing. Because let's face it, recording for a day, editing for a day, we're generating them thousands of pounds of sales. Okay, but there is that argument. But how do you guys deal with the whole critique that you're only doing this saying positive things because you got it sent free. And we've all been there, haven't we? Let's face it. I just like Paul, Mark, and Heather's opinion on this because Andreas, me, and Leon have already talked about it. So Heather, do you want to share what your thoughts and opinions on this, or is that if you're happy? Yeah.
I mean, when a brand would approach me to say test some products, it's always clear that it's like, you know, I'm going to say how I got on with it, and the clips that I get from it are going to be the clips that I get. You know, if it doesn't look as good, it's kind of just how it is. When I get sent some products to test out, I'll use them a few times in my own car and then normally film a video on it. So I've kind of tried it and tried to figure out whether I like or dislike. And it's one of those, like, I wouldn't go out to purposely sort of bash a brand because that's just not something that I would want to do. But when I've never had, fortunately, a situation where I've been sent, say, a few products and they've all been terrible. That's just not happened. I think, obviously, you know, brands try and put out a good product, so they'd be daft to put out something that was terrible. And I think in the vast majority of cases that isn't what happens. But you normally say you get sent 5 products. There might be a couple that I really like, you know, some that are average and some that I didn't get on with, and it's just generally giving sort of that kind of feedback. And I go and tell the brands myself, you know.
So if you were
I didn't get on with something, or
if you were sent one product and it just failed totally, would you get in contact with the brand and have that conversation with them, or would you just release it anyway?
I think it probably depend on the situation. So I remember I did try ceramic sealant, and I'd filmed the video on it, and I tried it in 2 different scenarios, and I was like, this just isn't working. So I did get in touch with the brand, and I was like, just heads up, like, you know, I've tried it, you know, I filmed the video, but, you know, I can't really get it to work. And they offered some advice. I tried it again, and I just couldn't really, you know, get to grips with it. The video went out. You know, it was just, you know, generally the other products were decent, so they weren't. I don't think they were overly bothered. But yeah, I mean, there's always going to be products that you don't get on with as well as others, and it's kind of just saying that and just, you know.
There's professional ways of saying something isn't very good, isn't it? You don't have to say this is crap. You can just say, it's a subtle language, like, you know, this isn't, you know, quite as good as I thought it was going to be.
What if a product is crap? Because we all know there are products which are crap.
We're sitting on 3 videos recorded over the last 12 months that have fundamentally failed, and we didn't release them. But I'm coming round to the idea of, I'm slowly turning the way I think about this, because I worked on the premise that if someone watches a video for 25 minutes, you know, and they get to the end of it and it's not very good, some people would argue, well, they've just wasted 25 minutes. So I sort of got into the habit of only putting out videos that we thought were quite good. So people got to the end of it. Oh, great. I've seen it work. I've invested my time and I can see why it's good and go and buy it. So, but I'm coming, and I think it's working with Andreas a lot. I'm coming round to the idea of that if we're going to,
my fault.
the amount of advice you've given me, Andreas, is ridiculous. Don't be so modest, young man. But I'm coming to the idea, if we're going to be doing reviews, demonstrations, whatever we label it as long as we're not, you know, ruining brands, as long as we're having that conversation with them, the outcome should still be filmed. The outcome should still be shown. How do you feel, Mark and Paul, on that one? I mean, Paul, you must have had situations where, and Mark, something has failed. How did you manage that with the brand? Did you just push it out there or not?
For me, I mean, exactly that.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't reviewed as many products as you guys have, so you know, I've got a smaller sample size. But it's only happened to me once so far where a product just didn't really do anything that it was I thought it was supposed to do. And as Paul just said, it was just have a chat with them and just say, am I doing something wrong? You know, what should I be doing differently? What do you suggest? And yeah, then if you still can't get it to work, then you have that decision to make. Do I just go public with this anyway? And that's kind of ongoing. So I can't say who it is or what the outcome is, because that is ongoing. But yeah, so definitely, you know, speak to them, because they deserve that. It goes back to what we're saying. This is quite a small industry. It employs quite a few people, and I think part of the things we do, no matter how small or big a level, it is feeding into that industry. So we should liaise directly with them. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I stand.
Yeah, nice one. Paul?
Yeah, I've had a few where I've been paid. I can say who they are. Valet Pro, there was an agreement that I was going to do a demo of their products, and I received payment for it, put it up on a video. That's not a review. That's a demonstration. If you're doing a paid...
Good one.
Essentially,
we talked about that, didn't we, Andreas?
Yeah,
Yes.
if it's... You have to understand, if
Agreed.
it's an advert, then you are going to say great things. Now, I was an ambassador for Mile Deep last year. That was the worst decision I've ever made. No reflection on the products at all. The products are very good. But it was pressurizations from his point of view, saying, right, you need to be doing this each week. You need to be doing this, making a video, making this, making that. I couldn't always do it. I didn't agree with it. It was a mistake on my part. I shouldn't have done it. And because I just felt I was selling people down the river. I was just saying that this was great, this was great, this was great. No manufacturer out there, apart from maybe two, possibly, in the whole of the industry, make 100% excellent products right across the board. They just don't. It doesn't exist.
Interesting.
There's going to be something
two?
in there.
Which two, Paul?
I'd say Autoglym make pretty much everything.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And probably Garage Therapy. But then Garage Therapy, some people may say they're finicky. They're overcomplicated. There's too many. I don't think there's too many. We'll go back to Auto Bright.
I've heard that about Labo
Yeah, I mean, why do you need 15
it's similar
different...
to Labo Cosmetica, isn't it?
Yeah, why do you need 10 different compounds, 15 different shampoos for different climates, different situations, possibly? But I think now we've reached the point where we know most people are getting paid in some way or some form. If you go back to the Arva videos, I received 2 machines. Those machines are what, £100 and something pound? Effectively, you've been paid. But people who watch my videos know they're going to get warts and all. I am going to tell you if that hose kinks, if it's a pain in the arse, if it's got a short lead, if it blows fuses. I'm going to tell you because it's in my interest to tell you because I picture myself.
Can you remember that? Sorry, Paul, to interrupt. Can you remember that time? I can remember when the Arva came out. We got sent one. You got sent a couple. I think Epic. I know we started selling better. And that's one. I'm not going to go into detail on this one, but I can remember phoning you up saying, keep smiling and all that. But that was the start of a really, really nasty period in social media, wasn't it? People started to attack us all. I can remember that, and that was to do with the Arva thing. Everyone was getting sell Arva and all that kind of stuff, and then it just went. Luckily, that's all gone away, thankfully, and we're in a better place.
Well, it has, and there is a brand out there, and I'll tell you who it is. It's GT. Maz, Garage Therapy, has stopped sending so many products because of that very reason, where they didn't want people to just do an advert. Look, if there's a problem with this, if you're mixing it wrong, well, they'll tell you. When I used to do these videos, and when I used to get sent all this stuff, like every other week, I was getting bottles. I mean, my garage today, I'm still shifting 500ml bottles now. I'll use them in doing valets. I'm still getting rid of stuff. It's that packed. I would get a form, A4, and it would have the products, all the sheets, and it will say right at the bottom, any problems, give us a ring, email us, phone us. Just let us know. And I would sometimes have a blonde moment and get something wrong. They go, no, you don't do it like that. You do it like this. Okay, so that's my fault. Do it again. And when Heather shoots her videos, and Mark as well probably, and Andreas, on the day you shoot on the day, let someone know you're shooting on the day. This was the weather conditions. This is the temperature. This is what happened. This is what happened to me. Yep. You might find it different. Everyone's different, aren't they? But the whole pay thing... I think we've gone over that now. What used to really wind me up in the comment section, you're going to say that because you got it for free. It's a tax-deductible thing that they're sending you. If they send you 4 products, it's something that's fell off a pallet. They can just go, that's waste. At a cracked lid, wonky label. They're getting a review out of it. They're going to make more money out of it than you are.
That's true. Right, I'm cured. All right, start sending me the offers. Come on, bring in the money.
and I mean, Andy,
I'd vote for you, Paul. Go on, Andreas.
Andy, to add to that, you will get the remarks either way. If you accept the money or you don't, you will get the remarks that you're being paid.
Yeah,
if you do the positive video, you will get the remark that you were paid. If you do the negative video, you will get attacked by all the fanboys of the brand. It doesn't matter if you accept the money or not. All that matters is if you are being honest still, and that's what we should discuss, not if a video is paid for or not.
Yeah. I'm going to go through all my emails where people have offered me money, and I'm going to get back to them tonight saying, bring it on, let's go. So if you see me going around in my Jaguar later on, I'm thanking you guys. Just Right, so I've got loads of questions. So with your permission, I'm just going to start firing them out. Okay, so there's lots of really good ones. So Heather, how do you? And these are really snappy questions. How do you decide what you're going to review next? I.e., how do you keep an eye on the industry? So how does Heather do it? Does she wait to be contacted, or how do you do it?
It depends on it depends on the car that I've got to film a video on. I do have, so if I've got sent some stuff, obviously I might use them on the next video. I do it based on each video, to be honest, and then I generally tend to do more of like the individual product reviews on the second channel, just because YouTube's weird. If I do videos that are too specific on the main channel will start going downhill. It's like I've got to kind of keep it a bit more sort of appealing to more people. So that's why I created the second channel, because I kind of wanted to make these more niche videos and still be able to sort of talk about these things without it killing the main channel. So that tends to be whatever I've bought, basically, or potentially if I've been sent something, but they tend to go on the main channel more. But yeah, so I've just been doing one on like built hammer review, and I bought some Autoglim super resin polish, which I feel like I should have probably tried by now in my detailing life. And so yeah, a little bit of it will depend on particularly when I'm buying a product for review. I'm not going to pick a product that no one's ever heard of, because if I go and do a video on a polish that no one's ever heard of versus Autoglim super resin polish, I've gone and chucked my money down the drain, because even then, like particularly on the second channel, the videos make about tenner, maybe a good one will do 15 quid. So you've kind of got to buy products that would be popular, but also ones that you want, because you probably aren't going to make your money back on it.
That 10 quid you made, you can buy the entire EZ range for that.
Whoa!
Right.
Fired.
Shots fired.
There
Shots
we go.
fired. We're going to have to do a more spicy version of this conversation. Didn't
Didn't you do a review on EZ?
Who, me?
When they were, before they
You did,
rebranded.
right?
Yeah, before they rebranded, and I still get loads of comments on that video, because they weren't bad when they were first about, and then they decided to start and sell sofas and become the new DFS or whatever it is, and they were having a sale every week. They around suspicions when products started getting a bit diluted. It is a business module. It's a business at the end of the day, and if people like them, they like them. You like what you like. You can't slate someone, can you, because they like something different. We're all different, aren't we? So,
Absolutely. Right, Mark, you're next. How important is sound quality compared to video quality on YouTube? And I deliberately didn't ask Heather that, because she nails both. She nails it. Well, both, Andrew, you silly boy. Watch my videos. So what's more important?
To be honest, for me, I think it's more the video quality, just for the nature of the kind of products we're showing. You know, if it's not clear the difference it makes to a pane of glass or whatever it is we're showing, then clearly you're up against it. You defeated the object of doing the video. But having said that, early in kind of doing videos, I didn't have the microphone and everything else, and the sound quality listening back now was pretty poor, and there was a lot of comments on sound quality. So I actually think if I had to choose one or the other, I probably would go the sound route. But to my eyes, video is
talk to Heather. She's that way. No, hold
exactly,
on.
Yeah.
She's that. Oh my God.
I am looking forward to this question about this how she does the sound.
I'm asking
Heather,
it. I am asking it.
You absolutely nail it. Yeah.
She does. Absolutely. Right, Leon.
Yes.
What do you think makes her detailing channel stand out today?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Yeah. Oh, they've got loads of these. Don't worry.
Yeah. I think that's down to the viewer's needs, and it'll stand out for that reason. I think sometimes they're going to hunt out. So going to Mark again. If you're looking at VWs, Mark's is going to stand out. If you want the ASMR side of things, Heather's got that covered. You know, if you want the detailed, light-hearted stuff, you've got Paul. You know, so I think you can aim your viewers.
Are you saying Paul's not taking his work seriously?
I'm saying he's relatable, actually, is what I'm saying.
Good
Thank
answer. Good answer. Good answer. Oh, dear. Is that it?
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I've got one for you, Andreas. If you were giving someone advice that was just about to start a YouTube channel, What would you say to them?
Do it.
I said that. I said they'd say it.
It's that simple. There are too many.
Is that honestly what
There
you
are
say?
too many of us. Yeah, there are too many of us. Unless you have a really, really, really good idea for something unique, I would say don't do it. It's not worth it.
Would you agree with that, Paul? Sorry, go on, Andres.
I mean, I would first ask him what his or her goals are with that channel, or why he wants to do it. That's the first and the most important question. If he has a passion for it, then my God, go for it. But if there are some goals like I want to get famous, I want to get exposure to brands, I want to earn money, I would say don't do it. It's not worth it.
I'm going to ask you, Paul, what your opinion on that is, because... Okay, go on.
Because you're doing it for the wrong reasons, and I think there's a lot of channels out there which are doing it for that reason, and that's why you've got the heavily edited thumbnails, the catchy, stupid titles. This week I'm going to clay bar the car with a house brick, that sort of thing, which has probably been done in the US, no doubt, on a certain person's channel. But I think you've got to be really passionate. You wouldn't do like a model collecting channel if you didn't like collecting models, would you? You wouldn't build Lego for the sake of it unless you're sad and bored like me and drink a lot. Yeah. I think
Mark's going.
Here, by the way. I can show you in a minute.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
It's another passion as well. Yeah, I think you don't do it because there's the investment in time more about. It's not about much the money because you can shoot on mobile phones. You've already got a mobile phone contract, buy a tripod, buy a set of mics from Amazon, off you go. You're done. It's changed a bit since then because I'm interested in cameras anyways. For me, it's more about the camera's quality. The video is definitely up there. I don't shoot in 4K, shoot in 1080p. Sound quality, 100%. Get the sound right, although I have my music made by Stu, copyright free, which I pay for, and then I use a decent sound system when I'm doing my voiceover. So mine is all about the voiceover because I don't script my voiceovers.
You're into your audio stuff as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm into hi-fi and stuff like that. So for me, if you can't hear what someone's saying clearly, then you're going to miss information. And you might even miss one of my hilariously funny jokes. For me, it's definitely toilet humour. Who'd have thought it in 2026?
Paul? Do you know?
Out there.
Do you know your jokes? Are your jokes? And be honest, are your jokes scripted? I don't think they are because you naturally. I think you're just a funny bloke anyway. Do they just? Is it just? It happens, or do you think, my God, that's a funny joke, I'm going to make sure I get that in the next video?
Oh, it happens. The podcast is unscripted as well. I'm going to plug our podcast while I'm here. Spec and Paul Talk Detail.
Absolutely, go for it.
Specky doesn't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what he's going to say. There used to be the inventions and all that was always thought of on a spur of the moment. I get quite a bit of downtime in our vans before I go out and track. So that was just in my head because I'm not quite right. And none of it's... The voiceover is literally... So I'll sit here like this. I've got the TV over here right next to me. I'll hit record on my editing software and watch what I see. And then probably think of something that's coming up in the next clip and say it. Because it's just how life is. And I think if we do a bit more of that, it is more relatable rather than have a very strict studio with, ultra 4K lighting and superb camera angles. Camera angles are important, obviously, because it's viewing pleasure. You don't want to watch something on a potato. We're not watching Forensic John, are we? So, it is important, very important.
Specky does Specky does a great job of editing your podcast. The audio quality is superb. I listened to one.
Yeah, he's right into it
in the car the other day. It's very easy to listen to.
Yeah, well, we had back in the early days. We had Gary Bowles on Pro Detailing, bless him, and he had like some really dodgy headphones. Sorry, Heather. And they were just really like he just kept clicking. He said it was on a call box, and it was really bad. And Specky off air said, I don't think we can do anything with this. I can edit it to a certain extent, but we just can't get it right. And I think if you listen to a podcast and listen to me waffling on, talking about doing next door's car, you need to be listening to it nice. You've got to think that people are watching this stuff on like a big telly in their lounge. They're not watching it just on the toilet, which most people do watch stuff on the toilet, don't they? Thank goodness for VPNs. Yeah. So yeah, let's do that. I think
more.
I think it's I think it's really important. Really important. If you, I think I'm not going to target John, but if you go to a channel, there's two examples here. So, Cleaning Car Guru uses a huge, great 4K video camera, great big thing, and the sublime videos are shot really well. He's got a very melodic tone. He's either love him or hate him, isn't he? He's sort of Marmite, isn't he? And then you get John, where John had this incredible knowledge of information. And it just looked like someone had shot it on a Fisher Price camera. And I thought, hang on, this doesn't add up.
In one shot.
Yeah. I don't, and also I don't really know that you've changed your tyres on your Porsche again, John. So, yeah. Or done another track day.
Andreas likes that one. I'm not laughing. Don't laugh.
Don't get us on this because I can do a whole episode on that. Because that's kind
You're
of
coming back, Paul.
short-changing.
Don't worry about it. You're coming back.
You're kind of short-changing the audience. So yeah, it is very, very important to answer your question. Why you're going to invest in me? I need to invest.
But then to
go on, Andrew.
to add to that, what Paul said is very very true. You don't really need if you want to start with it, you don't really need more than your mobile phone. You don't. No. Maybe an external mic, but that's completely enough if you start.
Mark, what do you use?
I'm gonna go.
Do you use GoPro, phone, or sorry, Mark? What do you use to shoot your video with?
It's a combination. So the shorts when I'm doing updates, that's just my phone. But yeah, for the main videos, I've got a camera and one of those little DJI Osmo things as well for when you're walking around the car. So yeah, it's nothing fancy. It does the trick.
You've got digital SLR, Paul, haven't you? Yeah, I've seen yours. Yeah. What is it? Is it Canon? Is it Canon? Yeah.
Canon 77D. It's good, but the lens on it is a 2.8 Sigma, which costs a fortune, and it hates low light. It's a low light lens. Work that one out.
I was going to say that the low f-stop should increase the aperture and give you better low light, shouldn't it? Performance.
It hunts like crazy. So a lot of the stuff is shot on manual focus.
I'm going to talk to Heather about this manual focus bit. I'm storing all my questions up, Heather. I'm coming to you very, very shortly. Interesting what you said, though, Paul, and it's an interesting question because so many people do it different ways. Okay, Mark does it his way. Epic Dave is very, very polished. I might be wrong, a more scripted way of doing business. Forensic John, it's like he picks a phone up and off he goes one take, puts the phone down. I think you and Heather, there's a bit of a blend. There's talk over and a bit of live stuff as well. And everyone's got their own market. So I was trying to think how I wanted to do it. And the only reason why I don't do talkovers is I'm not a professional detailer. Okay, I'm just a bloke, and I want to test a product as if someone went and got it off the shelf, and I just want a bit of entertainment, bit of education, all that kind of stuff. And I thought as soon as I start going down the voiceover, you're losing my emotional there and then reaction to it. Okay, I'm not critiquing anyone that does voiceovers, but that's just the reason why I don't do it. And I tell you what, I looked at yours, Paul. I missed a bit of video, and I had to do a talkover on one of our videos. And it's not bloody easy, is it, to do a talkover? To sound natural. No, it's really hard, because it's a skill. It's a skill.
Yeah, but
really,
I think
really
the more you do podcasts as well, this is a top tip for anyone, the more you do a podcast, the better your voiceovers are. Because you just get used to talking on the hop, on the fly. When we have a guest on, you've got to, like now, you're pausing, you're back and forth. It's like a game of tennis. And I think that's how me and Specky got on so well. And back in the day when we had a guest on, I wouldn't talk for about 10 or 15 minutes. And he would WhatsApp me going, Paul, ask a question. So I had to go, yeah, anyway, so... and then ask him a question. But now it's a bit more... I mean, sitting
fluid.
If he starts talking about fragrances, I just go, I'll just nod off.
Oh God! He bloody loves his aftershaves, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh, brilliant,
we both, me and Mr. Lama took the mickey out of him the other week.
Yeah. You've had Lama on a few, haven't you? He gels with the three of you. It's a nice little trio there. It feels natural listening to it. That's what I'm saying.
It does. Yeah,
he's after your job,
really
Paul.
Clever. Well, yeah, bless him. I mean, he stood in for me while I was in Australia.
And he won your quiz as well, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
I think you did a quiz last year.
I was too. Yeah, I think I was too drunk to even answer, to be honest with you. That's my excuse.
I mean, to be fair, Paul, you and Specky were the only people in the world who can pull off a drunk episode, I think, in a podcast.
Yeah, we were.
I'll tell you
we
what,
were
that's a
told
great
to-
idea.
to-
That's a great idea.
we were told to bring it, but I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the things I've said, and they don't get aired. I just. Specky's like, you can't say
you
that.
know,
And I'm
but-
like, what's wrong with saying that?
Paul, do you know, talking about alcohol, here's one for you, you'll chuckle. That year I saw you at Waxstock, you probably, you
God.
can remember, I got absolutely wasted the night before. And I can remember you walking up to me saying, how the hell are you still alive? I looked at him and I have not, generally, I haven't been drunk since. I cannot remember between midnight and 5 or 6 in the morning. I can't remember anything. I cannot remember a thing. I have never been. I think you spiked my drink, Mr. Alden. That's the only way that happened. I've never been so drunk in my life. And you weren't particularly sober, young man.
I wasn't. I can kind of top that because I shared a room with Gary Bowles and the same bed. So when I woke up in the morning, I thought, "Oh, we didn't, did we?"
And what did he say? What was his answer?
Well, he was sat in an armchair with his head in his hands. And I went, are you all right? He goes, oh, never again. I went, what are you talking about? He was talking about drink. So, yeah, and funny enough...
Then you wonder why Waxstock is not happening anymore.
I know. The year after, I didn't
The
touch
alcohol
it.
bill.
I think I had one glass of wine with the meal. Because I wanted to enjoy the show and I felt like death the next day. I had a long drive home, so it's a long old weekend. So yeah, it's great at the time when everyone's coming up and buying your pints of Guinness. It's not great the next day.
We did the same. My partner said she came down to the restaurant because we were sitting in the restaurant area and all she could hear was my voice. And apparently I was teaching the UK. I was basically giving advice to the UK detailing industry, bearing in mind I'd only been doing it for about a year. And the next morning I was really walking past thinking, I wonder what I said to him. Why is he not talking to me anymore? Did I say something wrong? I'm still battling with that now. I've never been so drunk in my life and it's all your fault. It's all your fault, Paul. But one good thing that happened a year later, though, I didn't get drunk. We went down to I'm just going off at a tangent now. We went down to the casino, and I was about £150 down. And Hairy Housewife came up to me and goes, I've just got the jackpot of that. And I was down to about a tenner. So I went in, put £1 in, and dropped the jackpot. So Hairy Housewife, thank you very much, saved me £150. So, right, I'm going off at a total tangent. I'm doing a Specky and Paul here, going off on one and coming back at about 10 minutes late. Right, Heather, stand by. I've got my pen and paper ready. So... there's no point in asking you what's more important, video or audio. Genuinely, I hear a lot of people say your sound, and Paul's alluded to it, your camera angles, your sound, your production is nailed. In fact, I saw one of your videos where it slightly went out of focus and went, got ya! She's not perfect. But how do you do it? Are you trained in this kind of stuff? What kit are you using? If you're happy to share it. Because... that's one of the reasons why I watch your videos. Okay, the production, I'm learning from stuff, different camera angles. It's a great listen, easy listen. You get your before and after. You get your challenge at this. You get your reward at the end, and all that kind of stuff. So you're doing it beautifully. But how do you do it so well, basically?
No, I'm a total amateur. Yeah, no, I'm using a Canon 60D. Which I've just got secondhand. Mm-hmm. I think that was a couple of £100. And then I've got a mic attached to it. But in terms of the angles, I'm always moving around and trying to find something I like. Sometimes I'll look at an angle and be like, that looks great. And then sometimes I watch the video back and I'm like, I'm not a huge fan of that one. But I watch, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Famil Cardi Sailing.
Furniture.
That one, yeah. I know how to spell it, but yeah. His videos are incredible, and if I could ever get to his level, I'd be very happy. But I'd probably need a slightly more expensive camera than £200 at that point. But
team.
Yeah, his videos just look incredible. So I've obviously seen some of his, and I watched maybe a couple of YouTube videos on how to get nice camera angles, and I try and get things, the rule of thirds, where you try and get it on the third. I try and do that, but I know about 15 minutes of YouTube, someone telling me what to do. And that's the extent of my knowledge.
How do you get your sound so crisp? Because when you're doing zoom in stuff, it was like I was watching one of yours, and it was a camera angle of you doing a shampoo. So you had a wash mitt, and I could literally hear every fibre of the wash mitt flick. You can't just be having a microphone on a camera and pointing it.
No, because
we were
that's
thinking,
literally it.
because we thought this is what people say. I chatted to another YouTuber and we were talking about how did she do it, and he said, well, she's got one of them mics on the back of her hand, so it's right next to her hand when she's doing it. So I thought,
No, it's honestly, it's just the mic attached to the camera. It was like, it's a Rode video mic, and again, I usually get secondhand stuff for the camera equipment. So I think that was maybe like £45, and so it's not a particularly fancy one, but it does the job. But yeah, no, I just normally I zoom in quite a bit because obviously I'm scared of getting the camera wet, which I've done many times.
yeah.
That camera's been absolutely battered, but yeah, no, I just use that, and then it normally does take a good sort of 45 minutes, I'd say, to adjust like the audio levels afterwards, because I want it to sound natural, as in, the pressure washer has to sound louder than me, washing the car with a shampoo. But you've got to adjust it to a degree. The only thing that really annoys me now, I don't know if you've noticed it on YouTube, but they have like a stable audio volume that you can toggle on and off. It's like near where you toggle subtitles on and off. And they keep putting that on, and it winds me up because I spend like a good 45 minutes getting it perfect, and then I do it on that, and then it'll be like you can hear wind noise, and I was like, you couldn't hear that before, why have they done that? But yeah, so that's a bit annoying, but it does take a little while.
Do you do any filtering or post sort of production when you're doing the editing? Because a lot of ours is done in this hangar, and it's got air conditioning. Sometimes I don't do anything with it because it sounds natural. But we've tried to use filters to get rid of background noise, and then it goes all digital and all that kind of stuff. Do you use any kind of background or noise cancelling, or going and adjust EQ and all that?
The only time I'd ever do it is if someone decides to mow the lawn if I'm not using the pressure washer on a really quiet bit of the video. I use DaVinci Resolve to edit mine, and they do have like a noise reduction thing, which it works okay, it's fine, but that'll take out some of that like hum. So I'll use that, and then some on my audio, on my voiceovers, I'll do the noise reduction on that as well, just so I've not got the hiss as much. But that's it. I'm not knowledgeable enough to do much else, to be honest.
I think she's playing this cool so she doesn't give us all
I'm not,
her
honestly.
secrets. Are you writing it down, Leon? Are you writing it down? Go on, Mark.
I think I've got to say, Heather, I think you are being very modest here, because
You are.
I
She
think
is.
the evolution of your channel. I mean, when I first started watching the channel and you were sat there in front of the shelves with a few products behind you and just talking to the camera for 15 minutes or whatever.
That's right. I remember that.
But
Oh,
exactly.
don't remind me.
But the thing is, though, that's kind of why I started watching, because it's like you could talk about a product for 15 minutes and actually hold the attention and make it interesting. But to see to where you are now, with the evolution in the camera usage and the audio and everything else, I mean, that's a credit to you, and I think that's a lesson to people starting YouTube, that you have got to invest that time in learning those skills to transform your channel. So yeah, credit to you.
And have you noticed how clean her kit is? Her buckets are immaculate. Ours are
Gotta have
minging.
clean buckets.
You've got OCD, Heather, and that's a good quality for a detailer. Yeah, absolutely. I just love it when she's like putting the slow phone can on. You can hear it. Go on, Paul.
People fall into
clean
a
your
trap.
buckets? Nah.
No, they fall into a trap. They think if they go and spend $2,500 on a camera, they're suddenly going to become the new Vermigil. It's not that. The best camera is the camera you own. Learn how to use the camera you've got. Second hand, whatever. That's 77Ds, about 400 quid. 100D sitting over there. It's on a twin battery grip. It will run all day. It's got a normal 55 lens on it. Run it on manual. It's all to do with your settings and your focus. I watched so many videos on how to shoot in manual mode, because you get the best cinematography, if that's a word. And people think, well, it doesn't really make any difference. It does. The great thing about a Mark's camera, the DJI, the Pocket 3, does it all for you. It's an incredible bit of kit, and it is literally wiping the floor with a lot of the DSLRs. So these will be going eventually to make things easier, because the biggest thing for me is the time it takes to make a video. But above all, like Andre said, it's content. if you haven't got the content, it doesn't matter if it's shot on 4K on a 65-inch screen in your lounge. It's going to look shite. It will look like the most polished turd in the world. Oh, by the way, the reason that Heather's videos sound a lot better than mine is because I'm breathing out my arse when I'm cleaning the car. I just sound like an asthmatic, some asthmatic pensioner going. Or you've got Jamie the postman going.
And
right in the middle of a shot.
And to add to what Paul just said, you can do amazing things with an iPhone camera. Absolutely. And there are movies being shot with an iPhone. So if you know what you do, it's
100%.
more than enough.
Absolutely.
Heather, did you used to record all yours through a mobile phone at the start?
No, I've always used a camera, just a progressively better camera. To be honest, on the second channel in particular, I'll use my phone for a lot of it. I don't, because you can put an iPhone in cinematic, but it doesn't look. You can get away with it for like short form. It looks okay, but I think for longer videos, it looks a bit odd sometimes. So I'll use it just in normal mode, but I don't like it. Doesn't. I feel like with my camera, it sort of like blurs the background to the point where it looks prettier. Whereas with the iPhone, it looks very clear and things like that, but it just doesn't look as pretty. So I don't tend to use that for the sort of the full process videos. I just don't think it looks quite as nice.
Those of you who are using digital SLRs, do you always, and this is for my information, because I've had a digital SLR, it's about £1,000, I think it was a Canon D50 or R50, whatever. I shot one video with it and it was hunting all over the place. Do you all shoot manual focus, or do you have it on autofocus? Because I don't like it when I go out. It is manual, yeah. And Paul, are you the same?
Yeah, I've got it fixed. Yeah, because if you're moving your hand in front, it just
That's it. Yeah. Paul, are you
sometimes
manual as well?
sometimes manual focus, sometimes auto. It depends where the camera is and what the shot is and which lens I'm using. If I'm using that bigger 2.8 lens, it hates autofocus. They're renowned for it. The Sigma range is great, but it will hunt like crazy. So inside where there's plenty of light, like in the Pratt cave, it's fine. Leave it on auto, it will just stay there. It's great. But for going out, and especially on black cars, the Skoda was awful because it just would not focus. So you're constantly adjusting stuff. And because my eyesight isn't like it used to be, I'm doing a welder for the last 30 odd years. Staring at a bright light like a moth for the last 30 years doesn't do you any favours. So yeah, I do tend to. That's what takes a bit of time as well. Is nailing the shots, but it isn't the be all and end all. I think to be a good YouTuber, you've got to have a little bit about you, have a little bit of personality. Don't just stand there and go, right, today I got a shampoo, because people are just going to go, oh, sod this, boring twat. And they might still do that now, I don't know. They are, though, aren't they? It's just like watching steam off manure. So people just go out and they go out and buy much the same as detailing. There's people that have spent thousands on stuff and they haven't got a Scooby-Doo about what they're doing. So you've got to learn your craft. You've got to be a presenter. You've got to be good at presenting and telling the truth. And have something about you. With Heather, the channel's evolved. And I think it's grown organically, which is probably the best way you can do it. Same as Mark's 100%. As well. And Mark's is niche in a way because he's got the VW crowd, like you said, and there was a lot of them because I used to do a lot of the shows with a friend of mine back in the day. Huge VW crowd, and it still is. So you can't just rely on the fact you've just signed up to a 5-year deal on a camera, pay monthly job for $5,000, and think that that's going to produce you the best videos in the world. You've got to be good at it. I've seen people use expensive cameras and make some really stupid mistakes, and I did right from the beginning. So you just learn.
I'm still sitting on a GoPro 8 and a GoPro 10 because it's just so easy. It's crap in low light conditions, but that's why we've got all LED light inside the hangar and everything. But
but that's changed again because
of what Mark's using.
DJI have really. Yeah, they've changed the game. You can effectively get away with 2 cameras. A DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and a Action 4 have the same size sensor, I believe. So you can have a waterproof camera, and then you've got a built-in gimbal as well. So you don't have to go and buy a slider or a gimbal, which are a pain in the bum. And that just adds texture to the video. Nobody's going to thank you for doing a rolling shot in front of a car. They're not going to thank you for flying a £600 drone above a car. It's just people get used to it now and they just expect it. Someone said to me, I go, well, why don't you use a drone? Why do you want to see the top of my head for? It's not it's not exciting, is it? Seeing the top of
Leon,
a car.
calm down. Leon's just got his commercial drone pilot's license. I heard as soon as he heard drone, there Leon perked up. But I'm going to go rapid now, so stand by to stir up yourselves in. So, Mark, if you were going to do something differently, okay, if you had your time again and you were right back to the start of your YouTube, what would you do differently?
Consistency. That's the biggest lesson I've had, is because I've had times away because of work pressures and what have you. You just lose all that momentum and it takes forever to get it back. So, just stay consistent.
Heather?
I'd probably do less videos but try and make the initial ones better. I think it's easy probably to look back and say your first videos were terrible and like mine were, but yeah, hindsight.
have you ever thought about, I'm really embarrassed. I look back at my first ones and they were in an ex-girlfriend's kitchen with a mobile phone. They were horrific. And I thought to myself, do I delete them? And apparently I've heard it upsets the algorithm, blah, 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 not bother right anymore. But do you ever think about just leaving the ones you're happy with and getting rid of the rubbish? Or are you actually proud of your journey of development?
I'm tempted sometimes. Like if I see, because, when I'm on the second channel, I'll get like, that'll come up as a suggested video, like a really old video of mine.
You go, no!
I'm like, oh my God, get it off. Awful.
Absolutely. Paul, you've got a lot of experience. What would you do differently, big man? Is there anything that you think, if I had my time again, I'd definitely do that differently?
Same as Mark. Consistency and just trying, because when I was making more videos, I enjoy every second of it. It's just frustrating because my job has changed, and the fatigue thing, managing fatigue. Sleep deprivation is one of the biggest problems with my job. Being on permanent nights, it's just exhausting. And sometimes you just, on a Friday, it's the last thing you want to be doing. And then other times I'll be out there valeting as well after very little sleep. So I think time is the key for any channel. The more time you have, if you have a job where you can work it around it, then you're laughing. I'm lucky because I can edit in the afternoons. And then I can, on my day off, shoot a video, it was normally shot on a Friday, edited in the week, and then thrown out at some particular date. But definitely the same as Mark, consistency is the key. You can grow a channel so fast. I mean, there's a channel I'm watching at the moment. It's called The Logbook. There's a guy who's a second-hand car salesman, and it's unbelievable. But he's punching out 3 videos a week. You can't sustain that when you work full time. You just can't do it.
No,
it's impossible.
No. You never find me doing any editing at work. I don't do any editing at work, do I, Leon?
No.
I've got 5 screens in front of me. Well, I shouldn't be saying this. 5 screens. I'll see it only at lunch times. But I'll just say that a couple of them might have Car Boutique-esque stuff on it. So, Andreas, you get a lot of criticism. You get a lot of compliments. We call you Marmite, and you're happy me saying that. But if you had your time again, you're true to yourself? Would you just do things differently, or would you change something?
Now, since I think all of us just got into it by accident, I would say, and none of us planned for it, I think I would do exactly the same. I would just jump into it and see where the journey takes us. Snowboarding is a hobby of mine, and there is a brand with a fantastic slogan. The journey is the reward. I think it's just... I would do it exactly. The only thing I would maybe do differently is pick a topic and stick with that instead of doing everything detailing related. So maybe choose my niche, maybe paste waxes, and just do that.
We struggled with that, the niche thing. We used to follow. I've never really talked about it. We used to follow all the trends. We were getting advice from people that saying, if you do a video and it gets 100,000 and it's on a wax, straight in there, do another wax. Was that a bit of advice? What else? Go and look what everyone else is doing, copy what they're doing. There's a lot of that stuff going on as well. And like I said, we got to the end of last year and we thought, I've had enough of this. I just want to enjoy it. I literally want to enjoy it, and I don't really mind about all that other stuff. So next one for you, Heather. Do you think somebody's, and this was something that came up on our other podcast, do you think a detailing YouTube channel has a limited life, or can you keep going? And Paul's talked about that in some of his podcasts. He's looked at the evolution of his channel and all that kind of stuff. But do you think there is just by default a natural life to a YouTube channel, or do you think you can keep it going, keep it innovated, and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, I would hope that you could keep it going. I mean, I've only been doing it 5 years, so I'm doing it enough to get through probably the more difficult growing kind of parts of it. But yeah, no, I think you've got to try and improve the videos as much as you can, because yeah, like Andrea has said, there's so many people making videos that yeah, you can't watch them all. I don't think it's a bad thing there necessarily being a lot of channels and a lot of options for people to watch, but yeah, I think if you want your audience to stick with you, got to kind of grow with it as well. I think I've been lucky that people have stuck with me since my early videos that weren't as good, and I'm sure I'll probably look back in another 5 years and think these videos that I'm making now are bad, but it's just part of it.
We were going to invite you on. We were going to do a podcast called Female in Detailing, and it wasn't. And I decided not to do it because it almost sounds sexy in itself, but it wasn't. It was about the fact it is predominantly a male-dominated thing, and we were going to ask Rachel from Detail Berg, yourself, and various others. And I decided not to do it. But do you think it's been an advantage or a disadvantage, without sounding sexist? Have you had any challenges? Because you're a female, or is it actually because it is a bit more unusual and you're doing a great job? We've all discussed that. You see what I'm saying? Has it been a good or a bad thing? If you don't mind answering.
No. I mean, it's difficult to know. Obviously, 100%. I suppose obviously does make me a bit different. But yeah, I mean, it's not. It doesn't really affect like the content itself. It just I hope that people can just watch the content for what it is. I've had negativity around being a female in detailing. Some people, I've had comments like, "Oh, I would never listen to a woman on this topic,"
Really?
which I always find ironic because they'd definitely be the type to tell like a woman to clean a house, and I don't really see how a colour's much different. It's always got me, but I think it's hard to know. It's hard to know. I think the channel's grown, I'd say, fairly steadily. So I don't know. It is tricky to know. I think potentially, it's made me a bit different, but some people would avoid the channel for that reason. So maybe it's kind of evened out, I guess.
I do agree. Your channel definitely is an organic growth thing, and it just jig.
It's never had. I've never really had like a full-on take-off video, to be honest. They've all been pretty similar, which isn't a complaint. It'd be nice if I got a few that took off a bit more, but I don't mind that it's consistent.
Come on, Paul. Paul, give Heather a mention on your Ned podcast. You know what happens. Paul's just sitting there going, no, whatever, Andy, whatever, sod off.
Now I wonder what that mention was in the podcast. What did you mention that all the people turned in?
I can't remember.
Paul,
I was probably drunk.
Yeah.
No, it was on a YouTube video. I think you just mentioned it at the start of the end, and a load of people came over, so I appreciated it.
I think there's something wrong with me because I did the same for Epic Dave, and look where he is.
You're the influencer of the influencers.
Is that meant to make Heather feel better or worse?
No, I did it because John Forensic did it for me. So I'm forever grateful for Mr. Potato Cam, bless him. And he gave me a shout out and my channel took off, and I got a message from Maz from Gary's Therapy, a bit of a name drop. He said, have you seen YouTube? And I was like, no. He said, you just got a mention from Forensic John. I was like, what are you on about? And I watched this video about it, and I was just like, it was a real pincher moment. It sounds really corny and naff, but it literally just went pew and exploded. So I would only give people advice to watch certain people who I would watch and enjoy watching. That's why Heather got the mention, and so did Dave. I mean, Dave. The thing is that Dave is a very quiet character. He's a very, very quiet individual. When you meet him on the street, he's very, very different. I've met him at Goodwood Motor Racing Circuit, and he was he's very quiet, very reserved. It's funny how people are different in front of the camera. You've met me, haven't you, Andy? You know exactly what I'm like. I'm exactly the same. I'm worse. I'm like but turned up to 10 when I'm at work, and I get through.
And you're bloody tall as well.
Yeah,
I'm 6'1", and I can remember thinking, bloody hell, it's Chewbacca. Not that you're hairy or anything, just
No, the sound.
Just as hairy down here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny because when me and Specky met up for the first time at Waxstock, he just went, "God, you're tall." It's not exactly what he said, but yeah, and then met Savikia as well, and oh my God, it's just no, don't even go there. That's the wrong height. But yeah,
Where did you, Specky, and first meet? I know you've been doing Waxstock and the pod. What was the first? Where did you first make a connection?
on Instagram, literally.
It's a
on
great
Instagram.
relationship the two of you have got. All right, cool.
Yeah, he's like a brother, the brother I never had. We struck a chord because of our sense of humour is exactly the same. And he was making videos, and I didn't realise just how far away he lives. And when we went to Scotland, me and my wife, he met up
Aberdeen,
with us,
isn't it?
and he's further, Tariff, I believe.
Is he?
So he's a little bit further than that. Yeah, he's a little bit
okay.
further out, and he travelled some 90 miles to come and visit us because we were staying on the coast. And we went out for a meal with him, and he got quite anxious before because it's really strange how people are in real life. He got very nervous, and I was like, "What are you nervous about?" Because I'm like, I'm so laid back. But it was lovely, and then we've been best friends for years, and we send each other Christmas presents and cards. I think he might be coming down here at some point. But yeah, we have got this rapport going where we know it wouldn't matter if we. For instance, with the last podcast we didn't have a clue what we were talking about until 5 minutes until we hit record. So we could literally talk about
Best
anything.
way sometimes, isn't it?
Just
Yeah,
and it is,
best way
yeah.
sometimes.
I mean, because it has been done. We've done most topics. There's only so many times you can talk about winter car prep, best pre-wash, and what how to clean wheels and how would you go about doing things. So a lot of it is story related. A lot of it is related to the fact that I go away for work purposes on training. So there's always going to be a funny anecdote or a story if I remember something stupid that happened. For instance, in one, if I don't want to spoil it. If you've eaten, it's fine, but. Someone blocked the toilet in my room, and there was only one person staying in it, so I don't know who that was. So that was relatable on the podcast. A lot of it is kind of non-PC, but it's just a laugh because, like I said before,
is, yeah.
detailing. If I think of someone in a unit who's got a set of these on, and when the biggest game changer for us was then White Details. He turned around and said, "I listened to the podcast," and we were like, "What?" I'm sorry about that. And he said, "No." He said, "You keep me going."
It's quite funny, and Carl won't mind. I think Carl even told you this, but I can remember Waxstock, one of them. Carl, actually, I don't know if you can remember meeting Carl, and he said to me he was shitting himself. Who's Paul Dolden? It's weird how you do. There is an element of hero-esque worship. Let's not bullshit. There is a bit, isn't it? Because you see these people on YouTube, and it's like YouTube. It's you on television, isn't it? And there is a bit of that. The first time, when me and Andreas we met up, Andreas was a dog show. It was like, I don't know, it's just a weird feeling that you don't put people on pedestals, but I respect and admire Paul because he got me into this. So he is on a bit of a pedestal. There's a bit of that. You know what I mean? And it's like that for everything. Obviously, Leon looks up to me and thinks I'm great. So I'm on a pedestal for Leon. No reaction. Look at the face. Look at the face. So there's always going to be that. There's always going to be that. So, right, I've got to come to my go for it, Paul. No, go.
There's a quick one. My wife has never watched one of my videos.
Yeah.
She never has.
Are you serious?
She doesn't even know what. She said to me one day, she said, "How many times can you show someone how to wash a bloody wheel?" So I'm like, well, that spurs me on.
Nice.
Blimey.
But that's such a humbling experience, isn't it? Because I have the same experience with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's so humbling. Because you, on the one hand, you have what Andy just said, this hero worshipping, and on the other hand, you have someone telling you, "You guys are washing cars and making videos of it.
I know.
What's so special about it?"
I know.
You wouldn't.
Yeah,
you wouldn't turn around and
my wife has. I was just going to say, just following on from what you guys have said, my wife will watch the videos, but one day she had it on her phone and she's just doing something else at the same time, and she goes, "I don't listen to it." She goes, "I'll just put them on mute. I hear you all day, every day. I don't want to listen to it on my phone as well." And she goes, "I'm showing you my support, but I'm not listening to it." So, there you go.
Nice.
Paul, I guarantee she has watched one of your videos. She just won't tell you that. She must have. No. She must have watched at least one.
No.
Yeah.
She might have done, mate. No,
Yeah.
she hasn't. I think she doesn't understand the podcast. She says to people, because tonight we belong to a walking club and normally go on a Monday and a Thursday. And obviously tonight I'm doing this, I haven't gone. And she understands what a podcast is,
Thank you.
kind of. So it's like a radio. It's like a radio show without any crap adverts, basically. So she understands that. And then we hit 100,000 listens the other day, which was incredible. I never dreamt that was going to happen. But it is a really... Thank you. It's I don't know if Heather experienced this when you went to Waxstock. There is what was really humbling was some younger guys came up and said, "Can I have a selfie?" And I'm like, "Yeah," which is really weird because we are famous in our own right, in our own niche.
Yeah.
I suppose if it would be like if you were a dog show and you had a famous dog, then that would make you famous. So we are famous in our own right, within our niche market. But on the street, I'm just Paul Samantha's husband, who nobody thinks I exist because I work nights. And after 30 years of living on an island, people still don't know who I am, which is weird. But then it's funny because I've got a guy.
You literally do live on an island, don't you?
Yeah, I do live on an island. Yeah, I live on Mersey Island in Essex. It's quite it's an exclusive place. It's a nuts place. There's some strange things that go on here I can tell you about. Maybe after dark, but I've got a plumber mate, and he'll say, "Oh, watch one of your videos every day." He goes, "Oh, it's really good." I say, "Oh, cheers." And then someone else in the walking group said, "Oh, don't know you had a YouTube channel. What do you do then?" And I had to explain it, and they just went, "What?" So, so you wash cars then and film it? Not exactly, not quite. And then you show them, and this is a true story. This happened to me about a month ago. I was doing a course up in Derbyshire Dales, beautiful part of the country. And when you go on a course, I mean, I don't know if you know this, Andy, it's the icebreaker, they call it, doesn't it? So it's death by screen showing it, and you sit in there. You go around the room and your trainer will stand up. You go, "My name's John Brown, whatever. Let's go around the room." You'll go to the first one. It'll be someone just sit there going, "Don't want to be here. Really bad attitude. Yeah, my name's Dave. I've been on the railway.
This wasn't your
16
driver
years."
awareness course, was it?
No. Oh, don't even go there with that. That was horrific. And then you'll get a guy really downplay himself, and it gets to me, and I just, do you know what? I'm going to take the stage. Let's knock this one out of the park. So I'll tell them who I am. I've been on the railway 23 years, and I go, "Well, yeah, and I'm a part-time DTer, and I'm a YouTuber and a podcaster." And this bloke just went, "I ain't going to follow that, am I?" He just didn't say anything. He just goes, "Yeah, my name's Steve. I'm from Romford." So, yeah,
Brilliant.
Talking about being famous, Paul, how often are you confused with Paul Dalton?
I'm glad you brought that up.
It must happen. Yes, good question.
Yeah, it did in the early days when the channel was out. This is a true story as well. The actual algorithm got confused with me and him. Strangely enough.
Really?
Yeah, it was odd. So you'd see his videos come up and then mine. And I'm not on Facebook. I don't want to watch people do ironing. It was basically the confusion was there with the name. So yeah, it has happened before, and I believe he's not around anymore, is he? He's been a naughty boy. I think he may be inside. I think. So yeah.
Have you ever been confused with him, Heather? I must admit, there's been a few times when I've been looking for your stuff in the early days, Paul, and I did stumble on his stuff instead. So the YouTube was getting a bit confused. No, it's funny what you're saying about what we do. Is my partner's daughter? I got her to subscribe. Obviously, get all your friends at university to subscribe. It went up about 100 a day only. But she messaged her. Last week and said, I watched this podcast. He's really, really enthusiastic about what he does, but by God, he's boring. That's what she said. So there was and I thought to myself, I said, we just spent 2 hours talking about washing cars. It's weird, isn't it?
Not really.
No, I've loved it. So right,
it's worse. We talk about ourselves.
It's not that though, is it?
I don't
it's
find
like
it boring.
Your favourite topic. It's your favourite topic, isn't it? It's your favourite topic. So at work, I'm not going to talk about detailing to a friend. There's only, I won't say what the topics of conversation are, but there's only a couple, and one of them's to do with toiletry habits, and the other one's to do something you do in the bedroom. That's the only topics of conversation blokes talk about. So I don't know why.
You're
I
right.
just see
You're right.
It must be our age. I don't know. But you won't talk about, just tried this new ceramic shampoo to one of your work colleagues because you just won't have a clue what
No.
you're talking about. So the only person we talk to it about is the people we're keen on talking to about it, and it's vanities and details. I can tell you that Terry, my friend who I do detailing with and valeting, must have a radar on his van because he will literally turn up as soon as I put a tripod out the front. He will turn up, and I just look at him and go, "Have you got a radar on your van?" He goes, "I knew you'd be doing something. It's Friday." So, and you have conversations.
That's a nice way of putting it, Paul. That's a very nice way of putting it. We are a self-help group, basically.
Yeah.
And people are watching us doing it.
Right, I've got. I'm just conscious. We've gone two. We've been going over 2 hours, so I'm going to just a few more little questions then wrap it. So, Mark, social media, YouTubers, detailing YouTubers, Paul, Heather, me, Forensic John, good for the industry or not? And I answer that because there's a lot of bad stuff out there. Do you think?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah. It's as Andreas just said about the self help group. It's a way of talking to people that are clearly engaged with the industry or who want to learn more about the industry. So I think anyone that's out there talking about it and sharing that passion and sharing their knowledge, I think can only be a good thing.
Beautiful. Leon, do you think what we do confuses the market or benefits the market?
Benefits. I think the videos from where people are just talking to the camera and showing you exactly what you need to do have gone. And it's more educational, it's more involved, it's more... I keep using the word accessible, but that's what I found. I mean, I started watching you all, and that's where I started.
Who first, Leon? I know what it is. It's Paul Dalton, because you've already told me.
No, please say Pan. Please say Pan.
It was Paul. It was Paul and John. They were the first two that came up in my searches. That's what I started watching. And it was only because I thought I could do what they were doing, because of the way it's presented.
That's what I
That's
thought,
the difference, isn't it? When you get the professionals with all the kit in the world and they're showing you exactly how it should be, that's great, but you don't feel like you can do that. When you watch people like Paul and John and Heather, it makes it real. You can do that. There's no reason why I can't stand in my drive and do that.
That's deep.
Yep.
I'm just going to
true,
take a
though.
moment. I'm just holding it back. Beautiful. Right, Heather,
Thank you.
where's the industry going from a YouTube point of view? Where are we all going? Where do we all need to go? Do we just need to carry on do what we're doing? Is it, we've talked about a potential shift in YouTube going back to real, natural videos. Is it start of a new era? Maybe are we going back to some good times that Paul's talked about? Good times, COVID, and bad times. I don't think we're all just being positive for the sake of it. I think I could generally feel a shift. Lots of people are doing some really good stuff at the moment. There's good harmony in the industry. There doesn't seem to be too much people having a go at each other. And you look at us, we've got 6 people here, all arguably challenging for the same audience. It can be like this, can't it? It can be like this. But where do you think the industry is going? Do you think it's going to change if you had a crystal ball?
I'd say I can't predict any changes on the horizon. I'd like it if it went more long form, and I think YouTube, I think it's been the same with like a lot of social media where like YouTube decided to bring out shorts because Instagram did reels and TikTok did it, so Instagram did it.
Yep.
And then they push that particular thing and then it'll sort of taper off. I think potentially that could happen. I still think shorts are a big thing and I don't think they're going to go anywhere, but I would like it if long form, I can't see long form going anywhere. I think it's too the younger generation, which I suppose I would fall into, with TikTok obviously, like, it is massive, but I try and limit it. In the evening if I'm watching telly and it's a bit of a boring episode or something, I'll be like doom scrolling on my phone, so I'm like, I have to put my phone on the other side of the room so I don't do it. So I'd like it if short form, I don't necessarily want short form to completely go, but I would. I think there's a bit of a reliance on it.
I fall into that younger bracket as well. Thank you everyone else for not laughing, apart from you, Heather.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Paul Dolden's going, don't laugh. Mark, you did start. So
yeah.
It would be thin ice if Paul laughed.
It would. Right, I want. I've got a question. Anyone can answer this. Be honest. Do you think that viewers care more about the creator or the presenter than they actually do about the product being reviewed? Are we popular because of who we are, or are we popular because of the products we're reviewing? That's a good question, isn't
creator.
it? I've just seen it written down. I thought, go on, Paul.
Both.
Go on then, Paul.
Both.
Okay, Paul first.
Excuse me. So I came back and produced a garage therapy video on 2 products, Foam V3 and Zeta, wet coat sealant. And only a handful of people mentioned the products. The rest of the people went, great to see you back, great to see you back, glad you're back. In the last video I made, it was hovering around my 55th birthday. It wasn't actually on my birthday, it was before. And I had more people say happy birthday than I did talk about the products. So there's another one. So it's a kind of, like Andreas said, it's an area where people feel comfortable in sharing their views, their passions. It's like if you were really into whittling wood, or you had a penknife collection, which is really odd, or diverse, and you wouldn't go around telling everybody. Now, if we go back to things like Lego, that's more and more popular now with adults, so that's fine. But if it's something that's a little bit taboo, or a little bit, you do what? And you make videos about it, all of a sudden, you're a bit different. And I think it's gone past that now, but I think you're going back to long-form content. It's because we're kind of done with the whole brain rot scrolling thing. I'm like Heather.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've got TikTok on my phone, but I very rarely use it unless I'm going to order glass cleaner for my wife's cleaning business. That's all I use it for. I don't really use it for anything else. And I think if you've invested in this much time in your audience and this much time in equipment, not quite so much equipment, but I've got second-hand stuff, but if you are willing to pay out a bit more money for more cameras, then you've got to be willing to put the work in. I think, going back to Andreas's point right at the beginning of this podcast, saying that people do it for the wrong reasons, that's what's wrong with the whole platform. They do it for the wrong reasons because they see you can get paid from Google ad revenue.
Very good point.
Yeah. You can get paid.
I was
and
talking
to
to someone.
I think they're going to be the next.
I won't mention his name.
Matt Armstrong.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone thinks they're going to be the next Matt Armstrong. You
are right, actually. That's a very, very astute observation, actually. When you look at a lot of the stuff, I won't mention names, but I think you're on the money there as what a main causal factor. Mark, what do you reckon? Is it about the personality? Do you think, self-analysis, do you think people watch it because it's Mark on, or do you think it's what you're actually doing, the education, the information? A hard question to ask someone about themselves.
It's a very hard question to answer because whatever you say is going to sound a little bit presumptuous, but I mean I can only go on what people have fed back to me, and yeah, absolutely the product is clearly important, otherwise they're not going to sit and watch it. But when going back to what we were saying, that we're kind of all covering the same brands and a lot of the same products, why do they choose to come and watch your video? It has to be some kind of connection with the presenter, and I think that is down to every one of us to develop that relationship and over time. But yeah, I mean, even when I've had a long break, even with my fairly small subscriber base by comparison, I get those comments of, it's great to see you back, we've waited too long, all this kind of stuff. So clearly I think, the presenter is key to it for sure.
I agree. I think if Paul Dolden did a video of foot powder, I'd still probably bloody watch it. I'm just saying.
True.
He might have lovely feet, I don't know. Apparently that's a niche on OnlyFans. I wouldn't know. But I love how he just sits there saying nothing and thinking, have I offended him or not? Andreas, is it about the individual or is it about what they're doing?
Both. Probably both. But you see, sometimes I think we all forget that we are in it for the cars. Without cars, there is no car care. And I sometimes think we have to go. I mean, Mark is a perfect example. He's coming from the car side, and I sometimes think we all need to go back to that. And I think the trends of cars will tell us where we have to steer the content and our videos to. I, for example, see a lot of interest, especially with younger people, with classics, no timers. Maybe that's a topic that no one has really dived into in car care, how to treat and how to take care of those older cars. Maybe that is a direction you could go to. Maybe we go back to the instructional videos from Chemical Guys 10 years ago, which were good back then, the instructional videos that Larry from Ammo NYC did, and no one has really picked that up. I think the car industry will tell us where we have to go as content creators.
I think you'd be good at that, Mark, doing some classic car-esque stuff. I think I can just see you doing. No, that's a compliment, genuinely. I think you'd be very good with that. I think you'd be very good with that because I think you're overtly enthusiastic about these lumps of metal that we call cars.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I've got the interior to an old R32 sat behind me kind of says it all. But yeah, it's. I mean, that's one of the things I'm about to do is finally get the old Rivage restored and kind of follow that through as like a series. That's the plan. And yeah, I mean, probably the most popular video I've ever done was about rust proofing and rust proofing old cars and Land Rovers and. You know, even today, that's a 4-year-old video, and it's like evergreen stuff. They just keep the views just keep coming. But yeah, it has crossed my mind because that I find fascinating.
I think you'd be good at it. I think you'd be good at it. Right, we've been going 2 hours 20. I'm going to be honest with you. I had 18 questions there, and I had 20 questions there, and I've covered about, I don't know, 5% of it. So I think what I'm thinking here is I think this is I think we've got I know it's terrible, but the way these podcasts go, they're natural, they're off the cuff. I think we've got a good dynamic going on here. I'd like to have future conversations, if you're all in agreement in the future, get us all back together and maybe target certain areas of it, because I think I'm liking the fact that we all are from a different sort of, we're all slightly doing different things, but we've got that passion and enthusiasm, which I really, really like. So the invite is out to all of you to come back and have another one. Or if you hear we're doing a podcast on a subject, just ping me a message, come back, because I do respect your input. I'm just going to quickly go around the room, give you all the opportunity to say what you're doing, give yourself a final bit of a sales pitch, and then I could literally talk for hours with you guys, which is a compliment. So Andreas, what's happening with Andreas never tells us. It's all secret hush hush in the world of Mr.
I will this time.
Oh, good.
I will this
time.
Good. Because you, Andy, asked me to moderate one of the future episodes of this podcast.
Yes.
And that is what I'm preparing right now.
Good.
I have some fantastic, tough questions for you.
I'm terrified of that one because we won't let the cat out of the bag. Though we're not going to let the cat out of the bag, but I'm going to give Andreas free license to host a podcast. He's not going to tell anyone what it's about, and any question can be asked. I don't know if that's a good idea. Anyone else want to come on? Everyone's going, no. Paul, are you up for that? Any question?
Yeah.
Good lad.
Yeah,
good lad.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah.
Good, excellent. I've also got a quiz coming up. We're going to do an annual quiz similar to what Paul did. We've got a really good concept for a yearly quiz. So if anyone wants to come on that as well, you will really, really enjoy the quiz format. So I'll send out the invites out to all of you. So interesting to see what happens with those podcasts, Andres. Thank you very much as always for supporting the channel. Mr. Paul Dolden, hopefully you're going to say more videos, more podcasts. What's the future hold for you in the next few months?
We've got a couple of special guests coming on the podcast over the next month or so. This weekend, or hopefully tomorrow, I'll be filming the second-hand wet and dry vac video. I've got a collab coming this year, later on, hopefully this next month. So Top Dead Center, you heard of those guys? They had a TVR, they raffled off a turbocharged
I haven't actually.
Well, it's one of those ticket jobbies. They had this car as a project car. It was raffled off to a guy. The guy won it, and he has filmed or documented everything that's wrong with this car. He's built a channel out of this car. He's basically started YouTube. Really good channel. That's going to be a machine polish and ceramic coating on that video and on that car, and it's going to be a joint venture. So that's coming up at some point. So it's a collab, and hopefully a few more collabs as well this year, and a couple of classics coming as well, a couple of barn finds, but not too sure when they're coming. But so normally when I say that, they don't materialise. Or as I got asked the other day, somebody said, "Can you get any bigger vehicles on the channel? I want to see you do a truck." And I was like, I can't just order them. You can't just like go up to someone and say, "Can I clean your truck?" And he said,
"You can't just go clean and shiny and get one."
Yeah, and he just turned around and said, "Yeah, but I really enjoyed that video." "Oh, because you enjoyed that video? Well, don't worry, I'll just go and get a double decker for you. Hang on a minute." So give me 5 minutes. I'll be back.
You do. Maybe
yeah. So there is. Yeah, I do it off the cuff, whatever turns up.
Any news on Waxstock? I know you're more read in than probably all of us. I don't think it's happening. Is that the case? I don't think it is.
The last thing I heard, it's not going ahead. Yeah, that's the last thing I heard. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, shame really.
We've it is a shame. We looked forward to that, but because of that, we're going to do Automechanica in Frankfurt this year. I don't know if anyone else is coming in September. So we've booked the flights, booked the hotels. We've already planned what's happening the first evening. It's going to be a revisit to alcohol, I'm sure. But I'm not going to drink as much as last time, which is all good. No, great. Great ambassador for the industry, Paul. I'm not blowing sunshine at your ass. Generally mean that. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
No, generally mean that. Mark, what's in it for Golf Diaries, the Caddy, and all sorts of stuff?
Right, so I started doing a video today, so I'll finish that off tomorrow, hopefully out kind of next week. But yeah, bigger picture stuff, going back to what I said earlier about consistency. Luckily, we've got rid of both kids now, they've left home. So I've got a bit more time, don't need to earn quite as much from a day job as I used to. So I'm actually going to put more time across to the YouTube channel going forward. And then also I might be doing something else on YouTube with my other hobby as well, but that will be a part-time thing, even more part-time than the Golf Diaries. But yeah, I want this year, I want to kind of develop the Golf Diaries a bit more, do the Rivage series that I said, finally get that up and running back to the shows, and then start on the anniversary and get that back as well. And we've also got an R32 to renovate as well. So there's lots coming up. It's just finding the time to video it all. So that's priority number one.
Love it. Loving what you're doing. Hence why I watch your videos. Hence why I watch you on the show. So keep the content coming, mate. Keep the content coming.
Cheers. Thank you.
Heather, lots of thumbnails with you doing this with your slow foam Canon.
Yeah, loads of them are coming. Got quite a bit coming out, and then I've been filming quite a bit on the new car. Trying to get that up to standard, so that'll be some stuff going out on the second channel on that. And then I'll be doing a ceramic coating. That hopefully should go up around May, I think. But yeah, so just keeping going with that really.
Absolutely. I was on the what's your car? It's the red one, isn't it? What's
MX-5?
Is it MX-5?
No, the MX-5's gone, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, no, swap the MX-5 for an i20N.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, went a bit bigger. The MX-5, I realised my car was too small when I went to buy a new set of pillows and couldn't get them in the boot.
Right.
And I was like, this has gone too far. So yeah, I had to change it.
Blimey. Can you do a video on how to shoot a YouTube video?
I'll give it a go. I don't know. Honestly, there's nothing interesting about it.
I think you're holding something back. No. All I'll say to you, Heather, is keep doing what you're doing. Okay, you've got a massive, great reputation. The absolutely brilliant quality stuff, and it's interesting to see how your journey is going, and it'll be interesting to see where you're going in the future. So keep the content coming. Are you up for the quiz? Are you up for the quiz as well?
Yeah, no, it sounds good.
You're gonna love it. Honestly, it's really good. We've been planning it for about 3 months, believe it or not. It's how we're gonna incorporate. And I was gonna look at how you did yours, Paul. How do you incorporate a quiz with people, but being able to them submit their answers, mark them? It's quite complicated. I don't know how we're going to do it yet. We've got the questions and the rounds and everything, but it's just the logistics of doing a podcast, running a quiz. Can you import PowerPoints all over? Anyway, it'll all come. So, Leon, obviously we work together. You help me out. But have you got anything to say about what we're doing? You could pretty much. There's lots planned, isn't there? Lots of visits and stuff.
There's so much, yeah. I mean, we're looking forward to Automechanica. That's a big thing for me. Never been, so I'm really looking forward to that. That quiz is exciting, actually, and I'm looking forward to doing that one as well. A couple of videos coming up.
Yeah. What's the biggest news, though? We've got a delivery coming. What is the biggest news?
So we've got merchandise. We have got some merchandise.
No. Bigger than that. Bigger than that. All right. Sorry.
Oh, the very big thing.
New Swiss wax.
No. No, we've got a new gazebo on its way. And this thing looks amazing. It really does. It's branded. Brilliant lights inside. It's white inside, so we've got a few plans. It looks amazing. So I'm really looking forward to that turning up.
It's funny that I'm getting excited about a gazebo, but I've wanted one for ages.
Yeah, it is.
This one is the business, so watch out for shows. So, right, it goes without saying, I really, really appreciate everyone's time. It's 2.5 hours. Mark, thank you very much. Paul, Heather, Leon, Andreas, as always, great support for our channels. Has anyone got anything else they would like to say, an advert for whatever they're doing, or is everyone just looking at the time saying, oh my God, Andrew, I really want you to shut up because I'm up at 6 o'clock in the morning. But an opportunity for anyone to say anything else. Go for it, Paul.
No, I was just stretching because I'm so tired.
I thought, all right, subtle. Right, so really good discussion there. This was...
Thank you.
No, absolutely brilliant. This was about getting to know you more than what we were talking about, and hopefully I've got a good vibe for this group of people out this little collection, so hopefully we can do stuff in the future. Like I said at the start, this is just one part of the podcast. The value of this is hearing what your thoughts on our thoughts are. Put some comments in down below. We'll all answer the questions and keep that conversation going. But it's been really, really fun. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I look forward to having you all back on the podcast soon. So to Mark, Paul, Andreas, Heather, Leon, and a big thank you to myself as well, because it's been hard work prepping for this one, believe it or not. You want to see all the you want to see all the notes. In fact, I'm going to do something. I'm going to read what my notes say. So this is just a final bit. Right, so at guest introduction, this is what ChatGPT says about you all when I put your names in. Andreas Schwartzinger, known for a thoughtful and technical approach, Andreas brings honesty, experience, and a wider industry perspective to the discussion. That's what ChatGPT said about you, Andreas.
That was money well spent for
absolutely.
Yeah.
Leon adds the practical TCB voice and can help ground the discussion in how real viewers actually consume and respond to content. You're getting worried now, Mark and Paul and Heather, aren't you? Paul Dolden, ChatGPT. Paul brings the perspective of a dedicated detailing creator who understands the reality of building and maintaining a niche channel. That's you, Paul. What do you think about that?
Wow. Yeah, it's BS, isn't
it? He's not happy with the niche, right?
I wondered why.
Is,
I did. I wondered why ChatGPT said. I know exactly. Golf Diaries. Golf Diaries adds an adjacent creator perspective and a useful contrast in how enthusiast content can still stay engaging in a crowded online world. Mark?
I'm confused. I just thought it was going to say who. No, it's
no.
Yeah, I don't actually understand what that said.
Yeah, I've got no idea. Heather brings another creative viewpoint to the table and helps broaden the discussion beyond a single style or format of detailing content. She is also known for sharing her audio and visual secrets with fellow YouTubers, including Andrew Fraser. That's what it says.
I don't know where it got that from.
Beautiful. Right then, a big thank you to all. We'll have a quick chat afterwards, and the invite is to come back on the quiz and all future podcasts as well. So, we'll call it a day. We'll have a conversation over the next few weeks when people are watching it and commenting it. So to you all, thank you very much. Give all the 3 viewers a wave goodbye.
Goodbye.